Welcome to the Australian Open.
Oh, that's a beauty.
Oh, what an athlete!
All right, people, Canadian tennis fans, international tennis fans, welcome to the Canadian Tennis Stream. Thanks for being here with us. I'm here with Ben Lewis of Matchpoint Canada. Thanks for joining us tonight, Ben.
Yeah, thrilled to be on. Some late night tennis, very late night tennis, I guess, depending on where you're watching, or I don't know, maybe it's morning, afternoon. Hopefully, get some streamers around the world here. But I'm pretty hyped. This is a good third round match. Denis Shapovalov against Riley Opelka.
Yeah, they're just coming on court now, so they're going to be starting their warm ups, and I guess we'll give people as they filter in here, kind of our thoughts on the matchup and yeah, but first of all, how things been with you? We talked a little bit beforehand, but managing your sleep schedule, how things been? We're only like, we're most of the way through the first week now, but we still got a ways to go of late nights.
Yeah, we have a long ways to go. I guess 9 more days or so before we're through our first major tournament of the season. But it's been interesting, especially for me and Matchpoint Canada, more specifically, obviously covering the Canadians. That we have Denis Shapovalov here in the third round, Felix Auger-Aliassime through to the third round, but neither of them have played a straightforward match, right? Neither
Absolutely.
of them have had an easy time whatsoever in their first and second rounds. You look at, we'll start with Denis, right? And what he's kind of gone through to get to this stage. First round against Laszlo Djere, the Serbian, that was not straightforward at all. That was a long kind of grinded out 4-set match. And then my goodness, that second round match against Kwon Soon Woo, that was hanging in the balance. I mean, he's down 2-1. He saved a break point in that match in the fourth set at 2-all. So, he was relatively close to potentially being out of this tournament. So it's incredible. It's kind of gone that way for Denis. And now we see, I would say, a showdown we were expecting. Shapovalov versus Opelka. If I looked at the draw to begin with, Opelka started off, I think he picked up a win over fellow server American John Isner. So that was, I think, a win I was expecting. Sorry, no, I have that wrong. He beat Kevin Anderson, another big-time server,
Right.
and then got through Dominic Kopfer. He hasn't dropped a set yet. So if we're talking about who's in better form right now, I suppose we're leaning Riley Opelka, but more experience getting deep in majors, playing third rounds of majors, playing third rounds of slams, big match courts. We're leaning Denis. So this is a very interesting one.
No, you're totally right, and it's funny. Like the Canadian train here at the Australian Open is, I would say, maybe got off to a bit of a rocky start. It's fortunately Layla going out in the first round. I actually didn't do a stream along with hers because I had to decide that night I was going to do Felix or Layla, and I actually, Felix was playing a guy that I knew was really good, Rusevori, so I thought Layla would be okay getting through, but didn't turn out that way. And then the two guys, Felix and Denis, have both played like a ton of tiebreakers. They've played 9 combined sets, I think, between the two of them. Or no, 18 combined sets between the two of them, 9 sets each. And a lot of those sets are I think a lot of them were tiebreakers. So they played a lot of tennis, and there's a silver lining. I like to try and find a silver lining, obviously, when it's talking about our guys. And I think in the past, younger players like Denis and Felix, when they don't have their A game, they oftentimes just lose, right, to players who are more experienced or whatever, or having a better day But I think we've seen Shapovalov and Felix both not have their A games, but still find ways to win in both matches. Like Felix last night, I felt, was really struggling with his game all night, like 81 unforced errors, I think. Still comes out with the win in that match. You always see, that's one thing I always notice about Federer and Djokovic and Nadal is they can beat most of the tour with their B game, and they still just find a way to really not totally implode. And we've seen that in the past with Shapovalov and Felix. I'm just like not be able to play if they're not, hitting their serve well or their forehand or whatever it might be. So to me, that's the silver lining. So, I think the game sometimes just clicks into place whenever it happens. Hopefully that's tonight for Shapovalov versus Opelka. Because I think it's going to be important, obviously, There's probably not going to be as many extended rallies. Sunwoo Kwon was a very good baseliner.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see? Talking about the return, Shapovalov is going to have to be good on return tonight because you're going to have to break Opelka, I would think, to win this match in 3 sets if that's the goal. What have you seen with his return?
Yeah, I haven't seen necessarily problems in Dennis's return game looking through his first couple of matches, but then in that sense it's tough to evaluate because Laszlo Gera, Kwon, as you just mentioned, we're not talking about big servers or standout servers on the tour at all. And those two, we're talking about more traditional back of the court baseliners, grinders. Kwon I actually played his forehand really, really well in the second round match. I was a bit surprised by how well he was hitting it. And Gera, I thought he played a pretty good level in the first round match too, but just such distinctly different players to what we're seeing in Riley Opelka tonight. And there's,
absolutely,
I think a challenge like when you're facing these massive servers of sort of understanding opportunities are at a premium. These chances are very, very minimal. You almost have to kind of counterbalance being patient. Don't get overwhelmed by frustration.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get a look, you can't play tentative against Riley Opelka. You have to take your shots because this is what Opelka does. If you watch his game style, of course, he's so reliant on that huge serve, getting these easy holds consistently, which he does throughout his matches. He's so hard to break, but he just swings, full octane back of the court when he's on return. He'll just crack at everything and hope he basically gets hot for a game, strings together a few winners and steals a break. And that can happen. So you really have to be on your guard actually when you're serving too. You can't think your holds are always going to be easy because he's going to play like a hyper aggressive style, which is challenging to kind of game plan for.
Totally. It's not like he can't hurt you from the baseline or if he gets a hold of a return or whatever, right? So I wouldn't want to be in Denis Shapovalov's shoes right now. I'll tell you that. I'm much happier being here, sitting on the Canadian tennis stream, watching. I got people who joke about everyone here in Canada drinks maple syrup. I got my water here, keeping us might turn into a beer later on in the night. You never know.
Oh yeah.
Just gonna relax. Andrew, we got people streaming in here. Thanks. Yeah, let us know your predictions. Do you guys think this is gonna be a 3-set match, 4-set match, 5-set match? Who's going to win? Let us know in the comment section. Also, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Smash the like button. Helps out the program. And we're about to get going here. So I'm going to throw up the scoreboard. Andrew Brooks says, hell yes. Ben Lewis from Coffee Break Tennis. I think you got that wrong there. Andrew, Tennis. That's Matt from Coffee Break Tennis. Ben's from Match Point Canada. Let's go, bro.
You could take your coffee break and listen to Match Point Canada at the same time. If you associate taking your coffee break with my podcast, that's perfectly okay. We got the name slightly wrong, but that's fine. I don't take offense whatsoever.
That's fair enough. Okay, so I didn't talk about this. Are you watching on the TSN feed?
Yes, we're on the TSN feed. I'll just let you know I have 30 Love Opelka here first game, so we're kind of rolling already.
Absolutely, yeah. I think so. The TSN stream is going to be about a few seconds behind the scoreboard we have on the screen here. So I'm just going to watch the tennis and then try and not look at the score right away. But it'll be good for stats and stuff like that. Opelka starts to serve, already tossing in just massive bombs. Even the second serve there's so much kick.
Yeah, and
it's crazy.
There's the challenge too as a returner, right? Like it's very difficult to get a break of serve against guys like an Opelka or an Isner or a Kyrgios, whoever it may be, early on in a set. It's almost like the first few games on return, you're just adjusting to this pace of ball and trying to pick up on it, trying to read it. It's going to be really difficult. So, no concerns whatsoever that Opelka's holding at love to start. I think that's almost expected.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just really interested to see how Dennis handles the returns, especially on the second serve, because being a single-hander myself, I just don't know how I would approach this on the second serve when he can kick it over your head. Do you come way up in the court and try and take it on the rise at more waist level, or do you do what he's doing right now, which is staying back and letting it come
way
down.
back. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is if we're pointing to a weakness, right, of playing with a one-handed backhand, it's on that return side. I think and Dennis I think has to develop this more, and I think he's starting to already though, is using a block return on the backhand side, like a block slice return. That's something actually if you look at the progression of Stan Wawrinka's career, like latter half of his career when he finally started breaking through, winning his 3 slams that he did. I think he made changes to his return of serve, which is so important. Like that's one of the most underrated stats I think in tennis is like unreturned serves, right?
Yeah.
If you're not getting a service return in play, what chance do you have? But we'll see how Dennis takes care of his serve. If he starts off rolling easy or if he's under pressure, maybe that will give us kind of an early read on what type of match we're in for here.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I think like I've seen some crazy stats with Opelka, like return serve percentage is like, it's like under 50%. So like half of his first serves don't come back, right? So it's
probably more.
That's probably actually normal for him. So it's pretty crazy.
Right.
Yeah, we got the service stats up on the scoreboard here.
You notice too that first point he already Opelka super free swinging. He's taking a ball like towards the back of the baseline, just ripping it inside out, seeing if he can basically find a winner, seeing if he can slap a huge winner from a pretty tough position. He was pretty close. That ball missed by a couple inches. So I think this is what we're going to expect basically the whole time from his return games.
Yeah, good point there. Yeah,
pretty routine so far for Shapovalov. He'll probably play. You see on that ad side there, I think he'll use that spin out wide a lot on the ad side, the lefty spin. Opelka has a good two-handed backhand though, to be honest. So,
yep, we'll I like his two-handed backhand actually. Mm-hmm. It's compact and it's
very flat.
I really like his it's flat. I really like his forehand as well. Honestly, like all of his game. I was talking to him in I think we were both at the National Bank Open in the press room where he did obviously very well. He reached the final there. And he was talking about, he talks about the first team all bot. He talks about the service bots. Yep. And part of me is like, I've been watching more of his matches and the better he's gotten, I'm like, next time I talk to him, I want to say, man, I think you might be working yourself off the bot team because your game's getting too fun to watch for you to, like he says, one of the criteria is your game has to suck to watch.
Miserable to watch, yeah.
But I think it's getting like he's not one of those servers where he can't play from the baseline at all. I saw him play some pretty amazing matches in that tournament, especially.
Yeah, and he moves really well for his size. Like he's relatively agile for such a big man, right? We don't see it now anymore from like a Kevin Anderson, who's I think kind of struggled with injuries since having like his Wimbledon final run from a few years ago. But I felt like peak Kevin Anderson was a bit the same way, like a huge server, but moves surprisingly well at the back of the court given his size. So Opelka's a bit the same way.
Right. Yeah.
And I believe, I said actually Opelka beat Kevin Anderson first round. And you think of that matchup on paper, I'm thinking like, oh, we're going to get like 4 sets, all tie breaks. Like Opelka won that straight set, 6-3, 6-4, 7-6. That's like pretty quality, solid win to open your tournament.
Yeah. So, no, he's fun to watch. He's fun to watch. I mean, this is just an intriguing matchup for us Canadians here, hey? We're just out here having a rip, bud, on the old stream.
You see that 15 love point, which Opelka just won. Shapovalov's staying way back on return, actually. He gets a second serve there. He's employing the strategy. I'm not going to come in and try and play this kick serve, above my shoulder blades. It's going to stay back.
Yeah. I wonder, and it'll be super interesting. So there's that block serve that you were talking about.
Yeah, block return, yeah. And read the drop shot. Opelka kind of popped up that drop shot for him. So, all right,
Yeah.
first point one on return here by,
Yeah.
I believe, either player, actually.
Yeah, I think so. No, it's just gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how they adapt their styles, because so Shapovalov is not too far back on the first serve, which I think makes sense. I don't know. You just got to accept that you're going to get aced at least once a game, right? So it's like you're going to get aced once a game. I think you got to be in a position to, when he doesn't hit his spot, you got to be in a position to like maybe hurt him off of it, or at least just get it deep enough to not give him time to tee up on the next shot. Because if you're like a Medvedev standing back at the wall, even if he doesn't put a good first serve in, you're so far back that he's going to be in a good position when that second ball comes back. So
yeah, no, that's well said. And Shapovalov, another good play there on return. Block return, forehand block return, gets it deep enough, forces just a couple balls back, and we know if we get the rally going, Shapovalov's always going to be the favorite. Again, happens there on the 40-30 point. Block return back, get good depth on your second, third ball, and we like Dennis to win a cross-court exchange, like probably 75% of the time. So already some pressure in a service game early on is a really good sign.
Super good sign for Dennis, and he's played these returns pretty well. What do you think about Jamie Delgado in his bench, in his box?
So he was talking about that quite a lot in press, actually, after that second round match. Just new voice and a new vibe to the coaching team. We're respecting Jamie a lot, and sort of saying they had a great off-court relationship as on-court relationship. Opelka just holding there, by the way, so 2-1 early, no surprise there. I think it's an interesting change of pace. Obviously, Jamie Delgado is tied to Andy Murray, and so much success there we can point to. Usni, I think, was obviously did take Dennis to further heights. You look at his development under Michael Usni and getting inside the top 20, achieving great things in slams, these breakthroughs. And now, I mean, we talk about it a lot on Matchpoint Canada of what we want to see more from Dennis is just consistency tournament by tournament, right? We have so many highs and lows. We tie that a bit to his game style. Maybe I don't know if that's what his career is always going to be like. We want to see, I guess, more developed consistency of someone. You look at his skill set and how talented he is. Like you're thinking, man, this guy can hit almost anybody off the court. How can he occasionally have these bizarre first or second round losses at a given tournament? So yeah, it's like you want to see the floor come up. We know how good he is when he plays his A game. As you said earlier, like can his B or C game be enough to beat players ranked lower than him?
Right. And to me, that's all like mental. That's all like strategy and like thinking about having a B game. I think I don't know. I've never been a professional tennis, but I know you're a tennis coach. So maybe you talk about this with juniors that you might coach. But, I would think that guys like Dennis or Felix, like in their coaching, they have to have like plan Bs basically. Be like, okay, so I'm not able to step in and just like and hit winners and like wipe these guys off the court and be super aggressive with my serve +1. So what do I do then? Like, what's my identity then? Because I think it was in Toronto when Felix lost to Dusan Lajovic. Is that right?
Yep.
It was in the wind. And it was windy, so he wasn't hitting, he wasn't feeling his forehand. Everything was flying on him, and he just wasn't playing well. That was an amazing shot by Shapovalov, kind of around the net there.
Yeah, beautiful.
That was sick. Just to say that, but like he after we talked to him in press, and like he was just like, I kind of asked that. I was like, what, when you're not feeling your game like this today, like do you feel like where you have to go to still be competitive? And he was just like, I'm aggressive, and I'm an aggressive player. I like to be aggressive. And he's kind of just like, you just try and be more solid. And I think, like I was saying earlier, in this tournament, I think I've seen more of a progression or more of him staying in a game style when things weren't going his way. Like we saw against Rusev Wari, where at one point Rusev Wari was just like blowing him off the court with like the biggest forehands I've seen all tournament. I don't know if you saw that match. It was just nuts.
He's an unbelievable talent actually. Rusev Wari.
Yeah.
There's a name to watch for. I think he could easily be inside top 50 by the end of this year, if not better. Maybe top 40.
Yeah.
Who knows? Anyway,
I couldn't believe he was 90 still. Like I thought he was ranked higher than that. But yeah, no, he's great. So yeah, I just think that B level, like we're talking about, it comes with time. I don't know. Reading Christopher Clary's book. Sorry to cut you out there. Just when Federer was like, coming up through the ranks, he reminds me a lot of like Shapovalov, where it's like everyone was like wondering. He's like the most talented guy. He just keeps losing these random matches and going through like bad spells. You know what I mean? I think when you have weapons, they take a long time to like fine tune.
Yeah, fine tune, hone them in. If you watch I think if you watch probably early highlights of Roger Federer kind of losing matches before he hit that stage of winning Wimbledon for the first time and then becoming the dominant force, world number one that he is, one of the greatest all time. His losses, it looked like he was often beating himself, right? And that's what. We're not having a conversation comparing Denis to Federer, but you don't want to see Denis Shapovalov, who is an aggressive player, who does have that game style, wants to have the attacking mindset at all times. You just don't want him to beat himself. If he loses a match, you want him to lose a match because the other guy played unbelievable.
Right.
And credit to him, honestly, for the first two matches getting through, because I thought both of his opponents kind of played at a higher level than I anticipated. Like you're looking at Laszlo Djere, who's generally a good clay court player. He's won his titles on clay and really made his bank and his career on the clay court surface. How he's just more comfortable with the spin game there. To play like that quality of a hard court match was pretty surprising to me. And then Juan as well. The way he was hitting his forehand really took me by surprise. So it's hard. It's hard these days. Making a third round of a major is really, really difficult these days. There's just everybody inside this top 150. I find right now in the men's game, women's game too, is just so good. So if you have a complete off day, you could be prone for a loss. Yeah, no, well said. Like it is so deep, and you're used to seeing the top seeds kind of cruise through these rounds, and I consider Shapovalov and Felix top seeds, and but I think they did come up against pretty stiff draws there, because I was looking at that, and Jerry played very well, and then Sunwoo Kwon played pretty well, because I think Sunwoo was actually going to lose possibly to friend of the slice Holger Rune in the first round. And he had fortunately had pretty bad cramps again, and it looked like that's what kind of saved Sunwoo. So and then I think Sunwoo probably played at a higher level in the Shapovalov match, because he looked like he was really playing to the best of his abilities. Right. That's something that's gone wrong for Holger Rune a few times with the cramping. He's going to have to sort that out. He's still young, but I missed the chance of seeing any of that match, but I noticed it went 5 sets, and that actually crossed my mind. Did Rune cramp up maybe towards the end of it? So it's I don't know how you like. Some people are so silly. They go, "Oh, that's just a fitness thing." I don't think it has anything to do with fitness. I don't know. Like, do you know anything about this? I know you're into fitness, but like Holger Rune's an animal, and I don't think anyone out there trains more than he does. So he's obviously. I don't know if it's his physiological makeup just making him a bit more prone to cramping. I have to figure out like. I don't know. It's tough to say, because a couple of my friends who are good players that I know, every now and then cramping creeps up for them. It's never really happened with me. It's happened against someone I played towards the tail end of a match. Mm-hmm. It's very unpredictable, right? Yeah. It's obviously something he has to sort out, though. And I'm sure it's not just like, oh, he doesn't do any gym work, he doesn't work on his conditioning. It has nothing to do with that, right? I know he's actually like one of the, I think like the most, like he's pretty strong guy. Like he's got like big, thick legs, powerful, and I don't know what, I think maybe guys with more fast twitch muscles, like all these really insane athletes out here, are more prone to twitching or cramping than a guy like me, who's
less fast twitch muscles.
You're downplaying your athleticism, I think.
See.
We'll see what happens in this game. Shapovalov just kind of an errant forehand first point here, serving 2-3. So you don't now a second serve. You don't want to fall into a spot here where you just kind of flinch for a moment. You have a couple loose points, and then suddenly Opelka is getting like a break point opportunity.
Yeah, second serve coming here. I don't know exactly where you're at. Shapovalov's about to second serve now.
I'm a little ahead of you, but there you go. Quality second serve and 15 all. So got himself out of a chance of a jam, which is again like we're not going to see. This is going to be nothing like Shapovalov versus Kwon, right? We're not going to see countless lengthy rallies. We're not going to see many breakpoint opportunities. We're going to see a lot of routine service games, which I think is coming here probably for Shapovalov. After one loose point, I think he's going to roll along here, and we're going to be 3-3. Very good chance. If you're taking I'm not a betting person, but if you're taking an over/under, if you set the over/under at 1.5 for tie breaks in this match, I'm probably hitting the over there, right?
Yeah. I could definitely just watching Opelka serve and then watching him return Shapovalov's very good serve now. Shapovalov's on our scoreboard here, you can see he's hit, if that's correct. Sometimes the serving stats aren't completely correct. But yeah, he's hit, 11 out of 13 or 10 out of 13 first serves in so far in the match, Shapovalov. So if that's happening, he's not going to get broken, and he's going to have a hard time breaking Opelka, like we said. So I would agree. Maybe the over on the tiebreak count there.
Yeah.
If you guys are just joining us, welcome to the Canadian tennis stream. Here with Ben Lewis from Matchpoint Canada, as you can see in his name there. So he's not the host of Coffee Break Tennis. I think people are just trolling us now. But we are both obviously Canadian and follow Felix and Shapovalov very closely. So it's an interesting match for us. And I think this is what do you think? I guess we haven't really talked about it at all. What do you think about Shapovalov's draw? I think if he wins this match, he plays probably Zverev, right?
Yeah, that's right. Zverev plays Radu Albat tonight. So I think we're probably expecting that to be a pretty routine match. I can't see Albat having the weapons to beat Zverev. And I listened actually to Zverev's post-match interview, his last win, and he mentioned already looking ahead to the tournament and seeing if he could be able to hit the ball hard enough when he runs into Rafa. I already think Zverev has, in his mind, placed himself in the quarterfinal. So that was interesting to me because Shapovalov absolutely has the firepower to beat Sasha Zverev. He'll be the underdog if we get that matchup. But still a ways to go here. This is a tough third round. I can say with near certainty though, winner of this match is getting Zverev. There's no chance I really see Albat pulling off an upset there. Yeah,
I would be mind blown if Albat was to beat Zverev, because a lot of people have Zverev as one of the favorites, if not the favorite to win. To me, it's a toss up kind of. I said Zverev at the beginning, but now I'm kind of leaning more to I didn't say Zverev at the beginning. At the beginning, I said Djokovic. Then he got deported, and then it was Medvedev. And I still think it's Medvedev because he doesn't have Nadal on his side of the draw, right? So, unless Zverev loses to Shapovalov, he'll play Nadal probably. And then one of those two guys is out, and then they've likely had to go through more trouble than, say, a Medvedev would if he walks through his bottom half, which I don't expect him to walk through, but it's almost actually a very similar draw to the U.S. Open, where he has to play potentially Felix in the semis.
That's a great exchange here at net. A few opportunities for Shapovalov to somehow get it past Opelka, but he's such an imposing figure at net here. Good hands too.
Crazy hands there.
Yeah, that was I think four reflex volleys in succession. Great point.
They got this net cam. It's funny watching Opelka with his racket, just holding it. It's like this little tiny, looks like this little small thing in his arms. It's like halfway towards me like a pickleball racket.
So I was looking. I wanted to double check here of if we do get a Zverev Shapovalov, and again, long way to go. Opelka's a major challenge. Obviously, Zverev being the favorite in that match, but head to head is 4-2 for Sasha. We remember they played at the front end of the season. Zverev won 7-6 in the third. Super competitive match there. Felix also beat Zverev as well. Last time Dennis beat him was ATP Cup 2020 in straight sets.
Yeah.
So the head-to-head is actually, I thought it was going to be a little more one-sided than it is. 4-2 for Zverev. So yes, he's the favorite, but it's a little closer than we think.
Yeah, no. Well, personally, I look at that personally. I say, yeah, definitely winnable match for Shapovalov. I don't know. I'm not looking at Zverev getting as looking past Shapovalov by any chance. Like if he is, I think that's a mistake. But he's probably just talking about it as, I don't know why I wasn't there, but like Felix beat Zverev last year in Wimbledon. So it's not like Zverev has been unbeatable in the majors by any stretch of the imagination. It's, he's been arguably much better in Masters 1000s and things like that. He's never really played his best at majors.
I think he has figured out the best of 5 dynamic. I think he's a lot stronger there, at least. And, you can point to U.S. Open. He did have a great U.S. Open making semifinals and obviously pushing Djokovic to the absolute brink in their match. Yeah. And I think a lot of Djokovic's straight sets loss, the fact that Medvedev beat him so handily, was just exhaustion from that really long, grueling semifinal against Zverev. Yeah. And if we're looking, best 3 players in the world post French Open, without a doubt, you're talking about Djokovic, Medvedev, Zverev. Probably in that order, right? So,
well, if you think about after U.S. Open and you take U.S. Open out of it, I talked about this in one of my videos. I actually put Zverev as the number 1 player after the U.S. Open, because think about it, he won the ATP finals. He beat Djokovic and then Medvedev. Mm-hmm. He won Vienna, smaller tournament, 500, but and then I guess he lost in the semifinals of Paris. But he was right there. Yeah, like you said, right, those 3 guys right there at the top. So I was very excited to see those kind of duels go down. And I am sad that everyone's got their opinion on. I don't need to talk about vaccines or anything like that. But at the end of the day, I'm just sad that Djokovic isn't here to play his tennis. I don't think he maybe deserves to be here based on everything that went down, but I was looking forward to seeing those kind of 3 guys go at it, but we still do.
Yeah, we could argue, is it a more compelling tournament with Djokovic here? Maybe. Should note, Shapovalov just had a breakpoint opportunity, quickly erased by a massive ace up the tee from Opelka. But into a deuce game here at 3-all, so he's creating some pressure on return.
Yeah, he's doing well getting into these games. I know when I'm trying to explain a thought, I can't. It's like I go blank. I can't even watch the tennis. I don't even know what's happening. Guess I gotta hone that skill if I'm ever going to be a commentator.
You're doing a great job. That's why people are tuning in.
Yeah.
Nice hands there from Opelka. Goes out wide with the serve, and nice short drop volley.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got silky hands. That was a nice. It's a nice play when you can kick it, and it's so crazy the angle at which that ball's coming down when he adds the really good kick that he has in there. It's just like he can have such a safe second serve that still does so much damage.
No kidding.
So yeah, we got Joseph saying, glad the Joker isn't here to be TBH. The tournament is better without that ass in the draw. But I think people are some people are happy. I'm like I said, I'm sad that he's not here. But
yeah, look, this is obviously the hot button topic, right? We're all going to have strong opinions about it either way. And I think I'll say this for Djokovic, he's going to have a lot of work to do to repair his reputation. I think it's somewhat in tatters right now. Obviously, he still has supporters, a staunch Knoll fam and army who love him no matter what. But he's going to have to do a lot of work, I think, to restore his image.
Yeah, for a lot of people, he will. it's tough. I think it's like COVID's done to a lot of things. It's polarized things, right? So I think the people who were on Djokovic's side before are way more on it now because they feel like he's been transgressed by Tennis Australia and the federal government, which I honestly see their point.
Yeah,
I don't know so there's a back and forth going with I think Riley getting upset at the umpire for the shot clock, and then
yeah, it looked like a time violation. I mean, we saw the shot clock hit 0, and great stretch return by Shapovalov.
Great return,
forehand, unbelievable to get that back in play, and just pressure Opelka to come up with a big shot in a tough spot. He nets it, and now you have a second break point chance.
Yeah, that's a great return. Break point number 2. Big moments here, honestly. It's like these are the points in a match. If you can get a break here in the first set, that's huge. Body serve. Ooh, and the let. I was gonna say the body serve, that's
Shapovalov is he's not playing that far back on the first serve.
Yeah.
Dominic was saying Shapo standing so far back. He was standing really far back on the second serve, you're right.
Yeah, but he's a pretty normal position, I'd say, here on the first serve.
Yep.
Oh, good return. Oh,
I mean, credit to Opelka there. He makes a good play. Just a good sign, though, that Dennis is getting these returns back in play and forcing Opelka to come up with the goods.
Correct. Yeah, like Shapovalov did nothing wrong on that point. Opelka just played a great first serve point, and Shapo can't get mad at himself there. He's got to. If he sees what we see, he's like feeling the ball pretty well in these returns. So
I just want to do a brief note of scoreboard watching. This one is a surprise to me, and I just noticed a couple of people were talking about it in the chat. I think we were expecting fireworks with Carlos Alcaraz and Matteo Berrettini. Like, I thought this was going to be a great third round showdown. So far, Berrettini just dominating 6-2, 3-1. Alcaraz a bit out of sorts. He's missed 5 breakpoint opportunities. So far, one-way traffic from the Italian hammer. So that's a bit of a surprise to me. I was thinking maybe chance of an upset there for Alcaraz the way he has been playing, but doesn't look like it.
Yeah, it looks like Berrettini's got 72% first serve in, and Carlos is at about 50%. So
too low of a clip.
That's a huge indicator for me, because then Berrettini can tee off on second serves and stuff, and maybe I think I heard that a lot on tennis Twitter and all the comments. A lot of people were calling the Alcaraz upset on Berrettini. Maybe Berrettini saw that and took that a bit personally and came out and was like, I'm still a much higher seed and the much, more established player. So watch me.
Yeah, I mean, Wimbledon finals last year, French Open quarters. He's gone deep at the U.S. Open before too. And I think maybe we thought we saw a couple physical issues with Berrettini early in the tournament, which maybe had cause for concern. Is he like fully physically fit right now? But I admit I haven't watched any of this match because we've been watching Shapovalov Opelka, but I assume he's playing good tennis if you're up 6-2, 3-1 against Alcaraz.
Yeah, for sure.
We're into deuce number 6, by the way. Deuce number 6,
Shapovalov
3-all.
Great pressure.
Yeah.
This is good. If you're a Shapovalov fan, good signs all around when you're in multiple deuces in a game. I'm gonna throw on the Berrettini match on my phone there. A little side window view going.
That's rare. This is rare that we have like this Opelka Shapovalov game, this service game, over 10 minutes already.
Yeah, it's rare.
So prediction here: if Shapovalov gets a break, I think this first set is over. That's just my opinion.
He's got to keep serving well. He's been serving well. If you look at the serve rating on here on the Tennis Live board, Shapovalov's got a higher serve rating. I think that's mainly because he's made a higher percentage of first serves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there we go. Another break point here for Shapo.
Such good depth on return, by the way. There, really good depth on that backhand return. What's the
nickname that you usually go with? El Shap? I go everything. El Shap, Shapstick. I don't know.
Man, I normally just call him Dennis, to be honest. There you go. One-handed backhand rifle, and that's your first break of serve, Denis Shapovalov. Sorry if my stream is slightly ahead of yours.
There you go. Wow.
Beautiful game. Really dug in, reading the serve very well. You know, we talked about off the top, can he return well and react to the Opelka serve, which is such a massive challenge. And to see him timing it so well early on in this match, get an early break like this.
Yeah.
Very good first set so far.
Yeah, super. He looks like he's really dialed in. I think, yeah, you are a little bit ahead of me, which is not your fault. I think just lagging here. I guess gotta keep refreshing. But he looks locked in. He looks, unlike his last match, he looks very locked in, and he looks very like he's got each part of his game firing. The serve's doing well, high percentage in, 80% in so far. Which is crazy. Not that many games, obviously, but returning, seeing the ball super well. His returns were not super tight in that first 2 rounds. So, yeah, recipe for success right now for SHAPOVALOV.
Yeah, he's obviously seems to have found the perfect blend too of positioning on that serve where he wants to be. He's not that far back on the first serve, as we said. Not that he's hugging the baseline, but looks like he's about 6 feet off the baseline. If Opelka misses that first serve, then he goes further back, assuring that he can play a full swing, kind of topspin return, create depth, and get the point, get the rally going. And he knows he has such an upper hand if they get the rally started.
Yeah. So he's definitely playing a game plan that he's thought about with his coaches, which is the obviously correct game plan to get balls in whenever you can, especially on second serve. You got to get those balls back in the court.
Yeah, I'm going to apologize to someone in the chat here, Joseph. Sorry, I will refrain from commenting too soon because I realized I guess my feed was slightly ahead of his. So maybe I spoiled.
I don't know what people are watching on, so it might be on the ESPN thing too. We can't really worry about that. I feel like everyone's going to be all over. So.
Just a note, by the way, on the women's side, Madison Keys just off to the round of 16, defeating Wang Xiang 4-6, 6-3, 7-6. They play the super tie break, right? If you get to that final set breaker, 10-2 in the super tie break, so she kind of ran away with it there.
Right.
But Wang had the big upset of Coco Gauff to start the tournament.
Right.
She's playing good tennis again, but Madison Keys, former U.S. Open finalist, into the round of 16.
Yeah, it's great to see her playing great tennis. That is good to see after a while there.
Mm-hmm.
People are really concerned about Alcaraz, but sorry, were you going to say something else up there about Keys?
Oh, I was just going to mention she opened the season with the title as well. So
yeah, so she's obviously having good form coming in here to 2022. Speaking of good form, everyone's talking about how jacked Carlos Alcaraz has got over the break. It's actually pretty crazy.
Yeah, he bulked up a lot. I suppose rocking the sleeveless revealed maybe some of the muscles we hadn't seen as well, but
yeah,
already looking like a big dude.
That is fair. With the no cutoff sleeves, like you can't really tell, can't really see what's going on with the shoulders, and it always looked like his shirt was very tight in that region. So maybe he already had it, and these Nike shirts are just helping out the look. Oof.
Yeah, should note here, and I don't want to give anything away, but I think time here, Denis Shapovalov now 30 all in this.
Yeah. Big slap forehand by Opelka, which you got to be super careful with because he can do that. Big slapper. It's kind of that ball's got side spin, like outside in, side to in, which is cool to watch.
Definitely. You look at the winners stat, identical actually, which is, I don't know if that's surprising or not, both having 7 winners to this stage of the match.
Break point here as we got Shapovalov giving his first double fault.
Yeah, bad time for double fault. 30 all, already a pressure point. So spotting a double fault to Opelka there, not what you want. Puts you in a tough spot here.
Oops. There we go, though. That's a good answer. And we saw that
way to erase it.
Yeah, for sure. We saw that with in his last match. I feel like Shapovalov got the break, and then he, I think he gave it back a couple times, or just playing like loose service games. So really can't have loose service games in this matchup versus a guy like Opelka.
No, that's you have to stay kind of disciplined and locked in the whole time.
Okay, sorry, King of Just needs my answer. What's the question again? If someone bagels me multiple times and they don't get tired the entire match, and I'm on his level on rallying with him, is this a sign of steroid use? Is that your friend or somebody you know who's just bagling you and you feel like you should be having a good match? I would say probably not. I'd be a sign that's maybe that you're just a practice player.
I need some statistics or maybe some tape of this these sets. What's happening?
Yeah. Getting baggled is never a good sign. Here we go. Shapo's second serve on break point. Ooh.
Shapovalov maybe a little fortunate there. Opelka, that's a miss he's going to be pretty upset with. Kind of a mid-court backhand. You just slice it into the net. He won't be pleased with that one.
They're saying he's going to get a time violation for breaking a string and having to switch it out. Commentators were saying something about that. I don't know.
I guess, did he get a warning? I'm not sure.
I don't know. You just
Like we have a deuce point upcoming though.
Yeah. Opelka's kind of got the perpetually grumpy kind of look on there.
Yeah.
But he's actually a very nice guy, and I really like talking to him in press conferences because he gives really in-depth answers.
He is a nice guy, actually.
Big forehand there from Opelka. It's just
that's a loose, confident down the line winner. He sees an opportunity, knows deuce game here. He's thinking, I'm probably not going to get another chance to break back here. I have to attack. It's my only chance, and hit a great shot there.
Yeah. If it's working, it's working. I could see that, obviously, that swing breaking down for sure. Andrew, who are you talking? Who's won a match since Wimbledon?
That stings a lot there to see a double fault and hand him basically the break back after you played such a great return game to earn the break at 4-3. Mm-hmm. Maybe I should apologize. And did I jinx him here? I was talking about how I felt the set was over after he broke at 4-3 and then just threw in a very loose service game. A couple double faults in there just at terrible times. And yeah, that's frustrating.
Yeah, potentially. Was that 3 double faults even?
3. I think it was 3, and 3 in the one game. That's a killer. So
yeah, that's got it. I think that's a little bit of nerves, right? Like he knows it's a big deal when he breaks Opelka. Everyone knows that, right? Like that's like if you can break one of these guys, it's like that's a huge deal.
Yeah, I think if we're looking at maybe a couple issues for Dennis this tournament, even though he is in the third round, is playing with a lead. He gave up a double break lead against Kwon that first set of their match, and that turned into a tie break. So has to be a little sharper with his details when he's in front in these sets.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good point. Yeah, he did do that in the last match, and it could prove to be costly here. You never know. So it looks like Opelka is probably gonna get through this game, and then now Shapovalov serving to stay in the set. I like Shapovalov's. I noticed against Sunwoo that he was using his slice a bit more than I feel like he's maybe used in the past, and it was working. Sunwoo got in those really good. He got to a really good level where he's just doing very well from the baseline, and that he was almost playing better from the baseline than Shapovalov was at one point. But Shapo started to use the slice a lot more, and a lot of players can't handle it as much when they have to add their own pace and he just hit a really nice slice there against Opelka to force an error.
He did, yeah, just breaking up that rhythm, a change of rhythm shot. Although I don't think he's going to bother Opelka ultimately in this service game. And as I say that now,
yeah,
we'll see that out wide ace, and suddenly 4-3 for Dennis turns to 5-4 for Opelka. And now you have the pressure game coming up where you're serving 4-5, which is a tough spot, right?
Tough spot. Got to make a few first serves.
Yeah, right after we thought he looked in prime position to take this set, plays that bad game at 4-3. Opelka did come up with some nice shots, but ultimately, at least for me, I feel like he, in some sense, just gave that one away. 3 double faults, as we mentioned in that one service game. So now you're dealing with a high pressure game at 4-5.
Yeah, it's getting high pressure, but this is why these guys come down here. This is major tennis, right? You're playing what is he, 23 seed in the third round? It's like, it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy when you look at the draw. I always find it, most of the time you're looking at ATP draws or whatever. So you're looking at the draw on the Grand Slam site. It's just so many rounds to go through. So you're like, oh, we must be at the quarterfinals now. It's Thursday, right? And then it's like, nope, this is just the first day of the third rounds.
That's right. 2-week tournaments, right? Seven matches is what it takes to win one of these major titles. 7 grueling best of 5 matches on the men's side. So yeah, it's a mental and physical challenge like no other.
I think really, I've been thinking a lot in the last couple of days, and I wrote an article actually about why Leylah Annie's loss I thought made sense here in the first round, and I think the big 3 guys, and probably definitely Serena Williams, have made it seem so much easier to be consistent at the majors than it actually is. Just because we're all shocked if Federer, Nadal, or Djokovic, in their primes, lost before the final, basically, right? Or the semifinal at least. But that's still, it's just the level of consistency there is so amazing. So I don't think it's actually that crazy for a player to win a slam and then lose early in the next one. That's probably more normal than getting to the final every single time. That's not normal.
100%. I think a lot of tennis fans we're going to have to adapt to the new generation, particularly on the men's side of once we're past the big 3, that was not the norm. That was the massive exception to the rule. Seeing 3 guys total up, 60 Grand Slams between them and counting. Very good chance we have more added to that tally, which is unbelievable. We're just not going to see that again. I don't want to say ever. I can't with any confidence say ever, but I think we're going to see a major sweep of parity where you could be talking about going through several seasons where you have maybe you have 4 different slam winners in succession for years. You look at certain names on the men's side who can be winning the French Open, like Dominic Thiem, Casper Ruud, guys like this. Yannick Sinner, Carlos Alcaraz, we think they're going to win slams. People in Canada think Dennis and Felix have the game to win slams. Zverev and Tsitsipas, surely they're going to win slams, right? Medvedev, multiple majors, you would think. So there's just so many names right now, and I'm missing some already. I should mention actually Berrettini. Alcaraz broke back, so they are 4-4 in the second. So
that's good. People, these Grand Slam matches are long, right? It looks like Alcaraz was maybe getting routined, but I think this match is going forward. It's going to be anything but routine. Yeah,
he's and Gael Monfils just advanced as well to the round of 16 straight sets.
That's awesome.
7-6, 6-1, 6-3 over Christian Guerin. So great resurgent tournament and resurgent year for him. He opened the season as well with a title. He really, really struggled over the course of the pandemic, especially just a brutal sort of back end of 2020, tough go of it in 2021, but he's playing good tennis again.
Yeah, it's great to see. Such a nice guy, such a good part of the tennis community, and just phenomenal player when he's playing good tennis. So it's fun to see. He's got that. If you're looking at the draw, he's got that opportunity window there. He just beat Guerin fairly routinely, and I take him as a favorite for sure against Kecmanovic. And then he plays.
That's the most open open section of this draw, right? That top half,
Right.
because
Yep.
once we had Djokovic exit, that portion of the draw just completely opened up that quarter.
Yeah, so we could potentially have a Monfils Berrettini quarterfinal, or a Monfils Alcaraz, or Monfils Korda, or
Pablo
quarterfinal in a major, which is
too.
crazy.
Yeah, watch for these Spaniards, right? If Alcaraz turns it around here, Carreño Busta is dangerous too. He's been to semifinal U.S. Open.
That's true. Coincidentally, he went into the semifinal of that U.S. Open when Djokovic hit the lines person in the neck and had to default.
That was the match. He was on the other side of the court.
That's right. So some people call that defaultovic, and then this is Deportovic. Disrespectful, super disrespectful. But I'm just saying, Pablo Carreño Busta has been a benefactor both times. So noticing a trend here.
Pablo Carreño Busta, I will say this: he gets under Novak's skin. He beat him in the bronze medal match at the Olympics. Last season, we saw Djokovic throw his racket into the stands at one point in frustration. Carreño Busta drives him crazy.
Drives him nuts.
Yeah, he pushed him in the French Open a couple of years ago, 4 long sets. I think there was a racket smash in there from Djokovic. His game really, really frustrates Novak. It frustrates a lot of people. So
maybe he's just like whispering something to him every time they cross the net. Like, Serbia sucks. Like, you suck.
Playing some mind games. Who knows? But yeah, he's a threat. That'll be a great match with Korda, actually. For me, that's a bit of a coin flip. I don't know. Anyway, we've kind of leveled out here what's happening in Opelka Shapovalov. We should probably talk about that a bit more. It's 5-5 here. Opelka looks to be comfortably holding for 6-5, and I think we're going to get one of those tie breaks that we were talking about.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Canadians in the chat here and the Shapovalov fans, because like I think if somebody was asking earlier who I back in the tiebreak, it's like, I don't know. I think it's tiebreaks in general are just a toss up basically. But normally I would say I back the bigger server in the tiebreaker. So that's not Shapovalov, in case you're wondering. In this case, so it's just a toss up.
And Shapovalov has played, as we talked about, a lot of tie breaks already this tournament, and he was very successful in that first round match. 2 of the 4 sets against Jera, he won in tie breaks. He opened the second round match against Kwan. He won the tie break, but then Kwan won the second and third set in tie breaks. So what's our record there? 3-2 in tie breaks here so far at the Australian Open. Then I'm looking at the ATP Cup as well. He only went to 1 tie break there at the ATP Cup, took it over Jan-Lennard Struff. So 4-2 on the season in tie breaks.
Good stat calling there, Ben. Just pulling it up out of nowhere, just on the fly.
Yeah,
all the professional commentators, they got people just feeding them these stats. We just pull these, we distill them out of thin air.
So yeah, if you're looking for trends just based on this season, it's hard to take too much from 6 tie breaks, right?
Yeah. No, that's what I mean. I think it's
this is more an indication, but I will say I think he struggled with them a lot more early in his career. People might not love the stat that he's 57 and 62 career ATP tie breaks. That's Denis Shapovalov. So 57 and 62, which that's not great numbers, obviously.
I feel like now I know you got something. You're pulling that. You're not just pulling this straight out of your mind, are you?
No, we gotta bring out your next. Oh wow, I mean Opelka an even 67 and 67 career in tie breaks, batting 500. So very little margin between these two. Yeah, we can really call it a coin toss. Who's going to serve better? Who's going to come up with a big return in a big spot? Sometimes that's all it takes.
No, it's super exciting. I love the tie break, but that's why it's so important for Shapovalov when he gets that break, like he did in this set, to consolidate, right? And I know he'll be very disappointed that he didn't do that.
And now he's kind of rolling along towards the tiebreak 30 love, serving well. But yeah, it's going to be a frustrating one if we're talking about a first set loss for Shapovalov. We're going to be thinking back to that service game he played at 4-3.
Yep. Yeah, there's in these early rounds, there's so many good matches going on. It's hard to, you really can't take it all in. You just don't have enough time in the day, really. So it's glad we can kind of, well, obviously we're focusing on Shapovalov, Opelka, but Berrettini, Alcaraz kind of checking in on it. Looks like that's turning into a pretty good match. And from the ground there, you got to give the advantage to Alcaraz when they're on the ground. On both
yeah,
lanes.
and then Berrettini serving edge, of course. I think just the serve +1 for Berrettini, he's going to have the edge there. Shorter, yeah, it's kind of the type of matchup if we're talking about we're in 1 to 4 ball rallies. We're always favoring Berrettini. If Alcaraz is getting that match to 5-9, 9+ rallies, then we're favoring Alcaraz. Looks like Dennis should be on his way to a hold of serve here for 6-all. I just want to note it. I think I saw a comment from one of our Match Point Canada listeners, Brian, said you have to favor the server. I just lost track of that. Tie breaks are not a toss-up. Have to favor the big server in most cases. I agree with you. I think we should. I think Dennis is in that category of one of the bigger servers on tour. I think he has a great serve. So
he does have a great serve. And some people go a bit wild with that, right? I think I saw Robert saying there, Shapovalov has a lot of weapons, but he's got to do something about that serve and ball toss. Obviously, yeah, there's room to improve in every part of his game, but what he's doing is working for him. He's 14 in the world. Like he's at 22 years old. It is working what he's doing. So they're definitely going to be tweaking, and I think you're right. Like his ball toss could get more. There was a while last year, I think, where it got really bad, right, Ben? I forget. There was a time when he just was like catching his ball toss like so much. So I think it's getting better.
A couple rough ones, obviously, in the 4-3 game. You see the double fault stats. 3 total for a set is not a big deal. It's just the fact that all 3 came in one service game. So but apart from that, first serve percentage 63%. Looking at the numbers here, 20 of 32. That's solid. 81% on first serve points won, which is a higher rate than Opelka. So he's winning more points on first serve than Opelka is right now.
That's a great sign. Yeah, so his serve is actually mint. And Robert, I like that. So we got 1-1 here. Both guys serving well. It's a good point. I think
great out wide serve. Great out wide serve to make it 1-1 in the tiebreak.
I think the optimal. I would agree that I think the new optimal height for tennis is probably like it used to be like 6'1". I would say because Nadal and Federer are both 6'1". So you go, that's probably the optimal height. But yeah, I think it's probably more like 6'3", 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 6'6". I don't know.
Yeah, that's difficult to say, right? And not everybody is going to be Medvedev at like a 6'5", 6'6". Not everybody's going to be able to move with that quality. Berrettini, I think, is about 6'4". He doesn't move nearly that well as a Medvedev, for example. I'm curious now about like a height of a Jannik Sinner. Actually, we should look this up.
I haven't looked it up. I bet you he's 6'2" or 3".
I think he's 6'2". Yeah, he's 6'2".
So it's because Djokovic is actually sneaky tall too. I think he's 6'2".
Yeah, he's 6'2". Alcaraz, it looks like Alcaraz is 6'1". And we have an early mini break. This is key, actually. Shapovalov just taking that point there.
I missed that. What happened?
Got a block back return and forced a bit of a rally. Opelka missed a ball.
That's a huge point. Yeah, getting the mini break here is big time. Got another rally here coming.
It's a great point. Opelka staying aggressive on the backhand wing there. Came up with the goods. Dennis forced him to come up with the goods. So honestly, good signs there for Dennis on those 2 points on the Opelka serve. You have the mini break at 3-2.
Gotta get these next 2 points.
Yeah, this is the problem we saw against Kwon in the second round. He didn't consolidate when he got up in one of the tie breaks. Can he take?
Yeah, he was up 5-2, wasn't he? And then he lost 7-5.
Yeah,
that was tough. That was a tough one.
And there you go, huge serve up the tee.
Kabushka. You know what? I think that pulls out our first use of the Shapovalov button with that serve.
From Canada, Denis Shapovalov.
Playing well, Denis Shapovalov. everyone I think has kind of got his name now. Now that he's like a household name on the ATP tour, it's once you've got it, it's really not that hard.
No, same with Auger Aliassime. I think there was some time to adapt to that one.
The guy last night, no shade to whoever the commentator was, but the guy last night, the whole night was saying Auger,
yeah, I know.
Auger Aliassime, and we're just like, he's top. I'm like, he's top 10. He's top. You got to get the top 10. I feel like once you get to the top 10, no matter what your name is, every commentator just has to have it right. You know, top. If he's like 50 in the world, that's fair enough. You can butcher it, but
Yeah.
top 10, that's a tough look.
Yeah, I agree. Oh boy, quite an exchange there at our 4-2 point. We see the net cord there from
Yeah.
Denis Shapovalov. Opelka, enough wheels to get there and play a little approach slice in the corner. Denis, certainly an opportunity to make that backhand pass, though, to be honest. And he's given that mini break back, unfortunately.
Yep, he's not happy about it, which is fair enough. Now he'll just be looking to get one of these next 2 points that hopefully then serve it out. See, I'm the optimistic fan. I'm always like thinking about the possible ways to win.
Yep, it's still pressure here on Opelka.
Oh yeah.
Wow, so passing shot opportunity.
Is that out?
Has the whole line to hit it. I think it was called out. It's wide.
It's wide. Oh my gosh.
That's a rough miss.
I thought he had that for sure.
He had a lot of time to hit this pass. Opelka didn't hit the best approach. He kind of got there a little late. Another
That was a good return from Shapovalov too. Really good first serve, body serve, and handled it.
Yeah, he dug it out. He lined up the pass. He missed it by a centimeter. So,
it's all right. Second serve coming here. Opportunity.
there you have it.
There we go. Yeah, great return. That's. I don't know if are you a two-hander, Ben, or are you one-hander?
I'm a two-hander. I sliced a lot, to be honest, actually.
But yeah,
a lot of slice on the back end, but nice. That was a good return. Opelka quite aggressive actually to serve and volley on the second serve there, and he got jammed by that one-hand return. Denis made the right play to attack.
Well, yeah, I was just gonna say it's so hard to attack as a one-hander. Like that ball was at shoulder height or above, and Shapovalov got good pop on that ball still.
Yeah, which
is so hard because at that point you're throwing your body up there, but then you're just using your hands to keep the the racket face where it needs to be to get to control the ball. So it's just I feel like a very underrated shot, and I think that's why Opelka came in on that because he's trying to kick it up to the backhand. But
yeah.
Shapovalov, another points, 2 set points coming here now.
So pivotal to get the first set, especially because we lost the break there at 4-3 serving.
Huge.
I think he played a great tiebreak, to be honest.
A very good tiebreak.
Missed opportunity on the one passing shot, but after he missed that pass, he kind of took over. Opelka might be a little disappointed with missing that volley that we were talking about at 4-5, that block volley that he sent long, but really good tiebreak from Denis. I felt like he played the better set in my opinion. Even when Opelka did get the break back at 4 to make it 4-all, I felt Denis really spotted him a lot there with the 3 double faults. So
yeah,
I think overall we're looking at Denis having the edge so far in that set and is rewarded by winning it.
Yeah, definitely a great reward in winning that, and super solid tiebreaker, which is great to see. I think that that tiebreaker was indicative of the level in that set for him and where his game's at. Like he's seeming to be seeing the ball well, returning well, which is I think a huge work. That was like the big thing to watch. So that's great. If you guys are just tuning into the stream now, that is the first set wrapped up. Shapovalov versus Opelka. First set to the Canadian. Do we have any Americans in the stream? If you're an American and you're watching, let us know. Last when Felix was playing Rusev Warrior, we had a bunch of Finnish people in the stream, Ben, and they were all. You can tell from their names. There's all these Finnish names, and they're all leaving their flags and cheering for their guy. Good fun.
Great fun, and look, Rusev Rory played a phenomenal match. Honestly, I think they should be very excited about him as a prospect. I think he's going going high places, particularly even in 2022. I'm expecting big things for him.
Yeah, sometimes it just takes the luck of the draws to get a few deep runs at tournaments, right? When you play Felix Auger-Aliassime in the second round, it doesn't help. But yeah, who was the last good Finnish tennis player? I think it was Jarkko Nieminen. Remember that guy?
Yeah. Excellent player.
Jarkko
I'm trying to think of
Nieminen.
other like current ones at the moment.
Can't think of any current ones.
There's not really any current ones of note other than Ruusuvuori. So
Yeah.
Finnish tennis, maybe it can have a resurgence. Anyway, Canadian tennis, we know more than a resurgence. It's in the greatest place it's ever been. We're in the golden era,
Absolutely.
obviously. That's goes without saying. Bianca Andreescu winning 2019 U.S. Open, Leylah Fernandez in the finals last year of the U.S. Open, Denis Shapovalov semifinals Wimbledon, Felix semifinals U.S. Open, and Denis and Felix are still super young, and Denis with a number 14 next to his name, Felix with a number 9 next to his name, and
it's amazing.
I think Shapovalov should be very confident to win that first set and like his chances. Update, by the way, Matteo Berrettini and Alcaraz in a second set tiebreak. Berrettini in control, up 6-2 in the tiebreak. So 4 set points upcoming there to take a 2-set love lead.
Yeah, that's a solid tiebreaker from Berrettini. Obviously, I haven't really watched it. Question for the folks watching for the stream. I want you guys to rank the top 5 current tennis nations in the chat. Like, who are the best tennis nations putting up people? Historically, we have what we have, but right now, I think Canada is like right up there and including men and women. So on both sides. I don't know who's number 1. Like, you might think Russia, but
Russia or Spain. Look, Spanish tennis on the women's side, we know how strong it is on the men's side. Beyond Nadal, they have pretty good depth. Of course, Alcaraz is coming up and looks fantastic. And then just the veterans that they have with Carreño Busta, Roberto Bautista Agut, guys like that. They're in a pretty strong position. Berrettini just won the second set, by the way. 2 sets to love lead, up 6-2, 7-6 against Alcaraz. So, yeah, I would say Spain or Russia. And Spain on the women's side, I was just going to say Muguruza, Paula Badosa, who's been playing fantastic. She won the match just prior to Opelka and Shapovalov getting on court on this one, beating Kostyuk. So she's playing awesome tennis. A lot of good Spanish players on the women's side as well.
Yes, so and Italians. I just put on my 5 and I totally forgot Italy.
Yeah, Italy is very strong right now.
Shocking at me.
I mean, just the 2 powerhouses in Berrettini and Sinner alone.
Yeah.
Significant.
Berrettini, Sinner, Musetti, kind of disappointing last 6 months for Musetti, but
he ultimately sort of vanished after the French Open run, right?
Novak stole his soul, maybe, like literally.
Yeah. Will he get it back? I think so. But I think he's going to need some time. He's obviously going through some growing pains. Opelka, Shapovalov held so quickly, by the way, to start the second set, get up 1-love. Opelka seems to be having a pretty comfortable service game, though, as well here.
Got a question. How are people are sending in their picks? Kevin's saying Czech Republic and Tonga. Like Tonga?
Tonga.
Like Tonga, like where the volcano was. Hope everyone's okay, by the way. That's pretty crazy.
That was very crazy. If you search Tonga tennis players, Joe-Wilfried Tsonga is going to come up, and he's not from Tonga. He's French. Czech Republic has obviously excellent tennis players, particularly on the women's side. We saw Krejcikova rally today over Ostapenko, so she's in the 4th round.
Right.
That should be a great match, actually. Her and Victoria Azarenka coming up next. That'll be interesting.
That will be great. Azarenka just absolutely chopped
Svitolina.
Who she played.
Yeah, Svitolina.
That was
That was that was domination. That was a spectacular performance. I was pretty blown away by how well she was playing. Svitolina, pretty poor performance, but at the same time,
yeah.
A little more. Yannick Sinner has a really open draw. By the way, I think I saw someone in the comments asking how you rate him. Great opportunity in the draw. Taro Daniel, who upset Andy Murray and came through qualifying. I don't think anybody would fancy his chances in a third round match against Sinner. So already you're thinking Sinner, perfect chance to make the round of 16, and then maybe he runs into Dimmenauer, who will be the favorite. But really good path to maybe make the quarters. And even that.
But you think Dimmenauer will be the favorite over Sinner?
No, I would favor.
Okay,
Sinner.
I thought that's what you said. I was going to say Sinner's like
home crowd favorite. The crowd will be behind him, but I would definitely back Sinner to win that match.
Should be close. I think Dimmenauer is playing pretty well finally.
He seems to have his form back. Yeah, but even that quarter Tsitsipas, I still have questions over his health right now. That if we get a Sinner Tsitsipas quarterfinal, Sinner has a great opportunity there.
Sheesh! Yeah, no, for real. That's a popcorn quarterfinal.
If it happens.
But yeah, I think Sinner's he's got a very high chance of being in. I would put money on Sinner making the quarterfinals there. But he's also 20 years old, so that's always risky.
That is.
Man,
Alexander Rejambeau in the comments. He does the French tennis podcast for Tennis Canada. Just gave the top 5: Russia, Spain, Canada, Italy, Czech Republic, because the women's side is really strong. I like that top 5. That's good.
That's probably pretty accurate. That's probably pretty accurate. That's probably what mine should look like, to be fair. Back to the Sinner thing quickly. No, I forgot what I was going to say anyways. Sinner's great. He's I'm very bullish on Yannick Sinner.
Yeah,
I actually forgot what I was going to say.
On Yannick Sinner. His last couple of seasons have been tremendous. Already, number 11 in the world, I believe. So,
yeah. He when he was at the next, I think he played in maybe the first episode of the Next Gen Finals or the first edition, or maybe the second.
Yeah, he played in the first, I think.
Was he in the first with Tsitsipas? I think it was the second, maybe, because I think Tsitsipas and TFO did the first one.
Yeah, actually, you're right.
But then I think Yannick Sinner just chopped everyone in the Next Gen Finals that year, and he was doing the moment I gave in to being he's the next big thing was when he did this thing that I've really only seen Federer do, where it's you kind of fake hitting a forehand drop shot, and then you just push it through, and you push it deep instead and kind of come forward to net, and the guys always trip over themselves.
Yeah.
Nobody plays that shot, but
no,
he did that so casually, and I was like, oh, that's just
there's one player who could play a shot like that on the women's side in her heyday, and that is Aga Radwanska, the magician.
Oh yeah.
That's about it. Wouldn't see that shot from anybody else. Routine service hold for Denis Shapovalov. Holding to love. I feel like we haven't had much commentary in the last few games because not much has happened. They've been so quick and routine.
Yeah.
Particularly Shapovalov's service game just rolling along, and you look at his stats on serve right now. He's winning 85% of those first service points, so just rock solid right now. Really, just the one dip in the 4-3 games. Since then, I feel like he's without a doubt been the better player in this match.
Couldn't agree more. You're right. We should mention, for the Canadians who are here watching the stream, where would you say, Canada's obviously in the best place it's ever been. I think we're, peak right now, right? With maybe even when Bianca, seeing a commercial right now for Bianca winning the US Open, we're in the peak of where Canadian tennis has been. And I think it's still going to get better, because I just want to get your thoughts on this, Ben, from what you've seen, with Tennis Canada and stuff. I feel like it's so normal now to send players that come through the Canadian junior system down to universities in the States on scholarships. We just had a girl from here who I just did an article with, and Reese Carter from Victoria. She went down to the University of Arizona Wildcats, big program, and I just feel like that's becoming more normal. So we're just going to get more and more players kind of in that elite level of tennis.
Yeah, we're getting more and more names. I think every season, every year of young like superstar prospects. They're committing, playing college tennis. We try and have them on our Matchpoint Canada podcast when we can, if we have the time. Like Ariana Arsenault, who my co-host spoke with last year. She's playing women's tennis in Georgia and already, I think, doing great. Liam Draxel, I think definitely a name to watch for.
Yeah.
Grew up in the Newmarket area. He's already, inside the top, I believe inside the top 600, but still playing college tennis at the University of Kentucky. Was the player of the year, first time in that program's history just last season. Like, he's playing great, wiping the floor with so many guys in college is a very good sign about your prospects professionally. There's a lot of names. Jaden Weeks, another name. Yeah, there's a lot of players in the pipeline right now.
It's a good looking pipeline. It is.
It is. Yeah.
Liam Draxel's actually ranked 370 in the world, which is pretty high.
Oh my goodness, he's surged up. I think he's had a few more results then.
He won 2 tournaments back to back in Cancun, I think.
Yes, he did. And did he play again at the front end of this season too? No. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Why did I think he was like 500 something? 370. Really good signs.
Yeah. That was a great 2 weeks there. I think it was back-to-back tournaments in Cancun. He's won them both.
Yep. I spoke to him last year. Actually, after that happened, I should know his ranking a little bit better. Sorry, Liam. I don't think you're listening right now, but that's okay.
Yeah. Wait, that's showing the double. That's showing the doubles rank. I'm so confused. I'm on the ATP site right now, and I'm looking at the singles stats, but it's showing the doubles ranking is 370. It might be. I'm so confused. Anyways, ATP sites whacking out. It might not be as high as I thought. That's.
Oh yeah, it is listed.
No, it says singles is 367.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. We can again. Back to the Opelka Shapovalov match. 40-30. So Shapovalov's into another service game of Opelka right now.
Yeah, it looked like this was a routine one for Opelka, but Shapovalov digging in the last couple of points, getting returns back in play, and making this a game, making Opelka work.
Yeah.
There you go. You're seeing it on this next point. Deep return.
Load it up.
Force the error from Opelka, and suddenly we've turned into a deuce game, which is a pressure game.
Correct.
From Canada, Denis Shapovalov.
Sorry, getting excessive with that, but Shapovalov is gonna try and get to another break point here early in the set. These are the moments that count. Playing a guy like Opelka.
Get into a rally again. Opelka came up with the goods when he had to.
Good return though by Shapovalov. Like, that's the first serve. Just doing a really. He's got it. Have you noticed this year? I remember in the 2021 Australian Open, Shapovalov was getting quite mad every match, like getting quite animated, yelling a lot at his box. And I don't even know if Eugenie was there with him. I think it was just his mom. But I noticed, I think maybe it's a new coach thing with Delgado. He's not really yelling at all like this tournament, and he's kept it together. And I think that's helped him because he's had a lot of tense moments in these first 2 matches where he could have let it unravel, but he didn't. Have you noticed that?
I have noticed that. I've noticed that dating back, I think even longer though than the addition with Jamie Delgado, and I think he referenced it at some point in the summertime, thanking his girlfriend for keeping him a little more calm and relaxed, because he'd be a little bit temperamental, I think, especially in the front end of the year on court, having sort of blow-ups and being a bit more animated and showing your frustration. That can work sometimes for players. Maybe it has worked for him in the past, but the version that we have of Shapovalov now, especially the version we got at Wimbledon making that semifinal, he was pretty even-keeled throughout that run, getting fired up, but just maintaining a good positive disposition. I think that's what's going to work for him. Opelka able to dig out a tough service hold, so we're at 2-2 here, 7-6, 2-2 Shapovalov.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, I think he plays with a lot of fire no matter what. But I think limiting the negativity is just always a good thing, because that's the Federer playbook. Like, he just went from being a total spaz out there to like holding it all in a way that has boosted his game, obviously. So I just think it's never a good sign to show your opponent that you're frustrated. I don't think that really ever helps.
I agree. Should note, other third round match over on court 3. Pablo Carreño Busta has the first break in that match. He's leading Korda 5-3. He's trying to serve out the set. I warned all of us about Pablo Carreño Busta. He's made these runs at slams before, U.S. Open semifinals, U.S. Open quarterfinals. He can play well. He can play a tough brand of tennis on hard courts. So
yeah,
definitely an opportunity here for him.
That's right.
Never been past the round of 16 at the Australian Open, but 2 semifinals of the U.S. Open, 2 quarterfinals at the French. So he has experience going into the second week of slams. Korda does not yet. I'm sure he will get that soon, and of course he can win this match. It's very early on, but Pablo Carreño Busta has a lot of experience. Yeah,
totally. Yeah, young Korda is exciting. There's so many exciting young players. Just if you guys are here, do us a favor and smash the like button on this video. It really helps out the channel. And obviously subscribe or join the channel and become a member. We got lots more streams coming up. Hopefully, if the Canadians keep doing well and moving through the tournament. Our like target for this video is 100 likes. So let's see if we can get there.
Let's see it.
Where are we at now? We're at 19.
Okay.
Got a ways to go. We can do it, though. We almost got there the first video.
This match has a ways to go, so plenty of time.
It does have a ways to go. Could be 3 sets, though.
Yeah, you never know. Good kick serve there from SHAPOVALOV at 15-all, 30-15.
Yep.
Here on his serve. So
that bit up off the line there.
Yep. Nice depth.
People always talk about it. They're like, we talk about the pure ball striking of like which players have the biggest game coming up, and I'm still basically convinced that I think Denis Shapovalov has like the best game of the next gen players. Like, if you just talk about pure like strokes, forehand, backhand, yeah, his backhand's a single hander, so I think that's a bit of a disadvantage in today's game. But I think his forehand, he's got like the livest arm out of any of them, and obviously they can all break down. I think that's what people criticize about Shapovalov is the ability or the fact that he can, miss a lot. But when it all comes together, man, it's so potent, and especially with his serve getting better and better now, with experience, he's going to get more consistent. I just think it's so good.
He's definitely one of the guys on tour of this younger crop who he has the ability for stretches to like take the racket out of your hand. Just so much firepower on the back of the court. I'm looking at in terms of like pure power at the back of the court too. Actually, there's a lot of firepower in this Berrettini Alcaraz match. Both of those guys hit big. I mean, particularly Berrettini on the forehand wing. It's a massive forehand, but Alcaraz, his speed of ball is very, very fast. Andrei Rublev to me has one of the most powerful forehands in the game as well. So. Yeah, there's some guys. Definitely Denis Shapovalov, pure shot making ability. He's upper echelon without a doubt.
Yeah. Yep, that is without a doubt.
Robert sees a slam win coming for Felix in the next couple of years.
Yeah. Do you ever you must get the question a lot. I do as well. Like, who's got a higher ceiling, Denis or Felix?
Yeah, I flip back and forth between them all the time. That's a tough question for me. I think for stretches, especially late last year, although we saw the Wimbledon semifinal, I was starting to actually lean Felix in terms of that question, of maybe just being potentially the more complete player, perhaps.
Oh,
But then again, Dennis has the ability to wow you, like that shot we just saw there.
yeah.
Backhand passing shot, return winner to open this service game. Beautiful shot.
Such a good shot. Again, shoulder height on a single-handed backhand, just taking the angle there. Beautiful shot. I'll be right back, Ben. I just got to run to the washroom real quick here. I'll put you on
No, take your
solo
time.
mode.
I like it. And as we're rolling here, there's another great return from Shapovalov, and suddenly could be a pivotal moment in the match here. This is a love 30 opening here for Dennis. So 7-6, 3-2, love 30, Opelka serving. Shapovalov forced the rally there. Opelka came up with a really heavy quality inside-out forehand. I think that hit the back of the line. Dennis couldn't quite handle that, but that's the point you want to play if you're Dennis. You get the return back and play, force a rally, force the issue. And now Opelka goes out wide with a service bomb. My goodness. Suddenly we're at 30 all. So Opelka cleaning up this tough spot for now. We always say washroom in Canada, by the way. We say washroom and not bathroom here. I don't know why that is. Opelka just serving his way out of trouble here. That's an out wide ace and suddenly 40-30. So the love 30 opportunity is come and gone fairly quickly here for Dennis. We saw that opening. And we'll see if we can get a deuce game. Shapovalov taking advantage of the fact that he gets a second serve, forces a rally. Opelka almost gets a friendly net core, but stays on his side of the net. So we do get a deuce game. And again, a pressure spot for Opelka, who's been under way more duress the second set for his service games, which is interesting. Denis Shapovalov getting like a pretty good read on his serve right now, which is a very good sign. Opelka, though, covering it up again with a big-time serve. Just checking around a few other scores here. Pablo Carreño Busta trying to serve out this first set against Sebastian Corda. Bit of a longer game. He is looking at a set point right now at 5-3. Has a set point. Meanwhile, Denis Shapovalov, another incredible backhand return winner. Serve up the tee. Takes about 2 strides over and rips it down the line for a winner. That's fantastic. Back to deuce. I think he's employing the perfect tactic, honestly, against the serve. About 5-6 feet back of the baseline on the first. You play a block return. If you get a look at the second serve.
Right, we're back, Ben. What did I miss?
Back. Well, this has been quite an interesting game, honestly. Back and forth. We get a deuce game. Shapovalov, just the previous point, hit another backhand return winner pass. Went down the line to get back to deuce, but Opelka just covered it up with the serve and volley. So we're advantage Opelka in a pretty good 2-3 service game. Quite competitive.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
And I believe, wow, and Carreño Busta and Corda having a long game as Pablo's trying to serve it out at 5-3. Had a look at set point, didn't take it. Still in a deuce game. Korda has a look at break point. So it's kind of fun matches to sort of monitor as they happen.
Yeah, no, it's great. There's so much good tennis going on.
Opelka getting a hold of serve there. He desperately needed that. Just the way Dennis was playing in that game, I thought he played a really good return game. Hit two clean winners on the backhand side in that return game, really pressuring him. So
Yeah,
honestly, if you're looking at like match trends, especially this matters when you're playing like a big server. Who's playing better for stretches of time right now? And as I've said, I think after that 4-3 loose game where Dennis gave the break back, he's been firmly the better player in this match.
yeah. And he pressured early in the set too. I think it was the first or second Opelka game. And if you look at the stats here, first serve points won. You know, Shapovalov is quite, you know, almost, what is that, 16% higher on first serve points won. So his first serve is doing more damage than Opelka's is, which is, that's saying a ton, right?
Korda just broke, by the way, for 5-4, so he will have it. So he saves a match point, gets a break back. He'll be serving at 4-5 to stay in the set.
Wow. Yeah, whenever Shapovalov lands that first serve, it's doing a ton of damage, and it's, you know, it talks about, or it comes out, it shows the returning too, right? Like it's the percentage of first serve points won comes down to how well your opponent is returning as well.
Yeah, no, Opelka's had difficulty, I think, this entire match. You're looking at the points there, and another first serve goes in for Dennis, and another routine point, and you're looking at a routine service game here. We're already at 40-15. I think the 32 of 37 points won on first serve. That's very dominant.
Yeah, is dominant. If this is your first time watching The Slice, thanks for subscribing to our channel. All the things we were involved in are in the description below, and it's awesome that you guys are here on the Canadian Tennis stream, staying up late, checking out the action. It's a good match. Some really good.
Yeah, it's been entertaining. We've had some just like some critical moments here and there. I know obviously we talked about off the top, just facing a big server like Opelka, the challenge of that, expected quick service games, but I've just been impressed with how often Dennis has been in Opelka's service games, applying pressure. I think, he's been right there. We just saw the best shot of the match just now from Riley Opelka, in my opinion. His best return of the match by far. Out wide serve.
Yeah.
Opelka stretch backhand hits an incredible cross-court backhand. Wasn't a clean winner. I think it hit Dennis's racket, but amazing return to get this back to deuce. So suddenly this game has gotten a little complicated. And that's because Opelka's played a couple great points, actually.
Yeah, this is some of the first pressure in a while that Dennis has, I think, felt on his serve since he got broken in the first set there. So that was a great return.
Oh boy, it is crunch time here. We're digging in with a longer exchange. This is one of the longest rallies of the match. And it goes the way of Riley Opelka. I think Shapovalov maybe pulled the trigger too soon trying it down the line there in that spot. I would probably stay cross court. But Opelka suddenly found some great rhythm at the back of the court here.
Yeah, wow, that was a great rally. And yeah, Opelka applying some good pressure. It'd be nice to be able to see the service stats somewhere, like of each game. Like I would love to be like, how many serves has he made this game type thing. Kind of real time. I guess you can kind of just like keep track of it in your head if you want to.
I think I might be able to bring it up. Oh boy. This is serious trouble. And wow, would you look at that? Riley Opelka has the break of serve in the second set.
Oh boy, not good.
I think, yeah, Dennis is going to be very frustrated about getting broken here, just because you're at 40-15, right?
Yeah.
You had those two opportunities to close out. Opelka played an amazing point at 40-30, but I think Dennis played a bit of a loose one at 40-15. So he'll probably be ruining that mistake there, not closing out that game quickly. Suddenly, Opelka comes up with an amazing backhand return. Suddenly, you're in a deuce game and in a complicated game, and Opelka was hitting great from the back of the court in that service game, and is rewarded for it.
Yeah, it's one of those where Joe or Shapovalov had the pressure, the kind of chances to break in the game before, and then you so often see those come back and have the re-break or whatever on the next game. So yeah, Shapovalov, that's kind of happened kind of quietly there. It's just a little bit of pressure and then a break. So
yeah, it's almost like he let his guard down for just a split second, and that's all it took.
Takes. Yeah, that's all it takes. Apparently, just gonna say I love Shapo in the all white outfit here from Nike. That looks pretty fresh. I think it's
nice
gotta be helping with the Melbourne Heat. Melbourne.
No kidding.
Yeah, it'll be. We'll see if Riley might free up and play really well here, hitting a lot of first serves in. It's gonna be tough to break back.
Yeah, and just two holds, maybe realistically 2 holds of serve to go for Opelka to earn this set. Pablo Carreño Busta, by the way, breaking back, Korda unable to consolidate at 4-5, so Carreño Busta takes the opening set 6-4.
Oh, wow.
So trading breaks there at the end. Good point from Dennis. Quality return, getting into a cross-court exchange, and changing the pattern up the line got you the point. So he'll have a chance here in this game, 15-all.
Every time he can get the ball back into play, it's just a great back into play and get into a neutral rally when Riley Opelka is serving first or second serve. It's a great thing to do for Shapo. That's obviously he's been doing very well at that tonight. So
yep. Getting another long exchange. That's an amazing down the line forehand from Opelka. Wow. Just came up with the goods. Dennis tested him there.
Yeah, that's a disappointing rally for Dennis because he did very well there too. Or it's not disappointing more. It's like an ominous rally because he did a lot right there and defended very well with his backhand and then got to his forehand. But Opelka's he's no shrimp from the back baseline.
Maybe just didn't do quite enough with that one backhand he had a look at there that was far out wide in the service box. He kind of maybe played too cautious a cross-court back and gave Opelka an opening down the line, and he took it.
Yeah. Haven't seen. I don't think we can see the net points on. I don't know how much. Doesn't seem like Shapovalov's come forward a lot today. Can't really blame him.
Let me find our net point stats.
That'd be great. Just great to have a stats guy real time pulling them up here. Ben's just coming in clutch.
Yeah, Denis Shapovalov 8 of 10 at net in the entire match, which it doesn't feel like a lot because that's not really that much. Whereas Opelka, he's been to net 24 times, winning 17 of 24 for 71% conversion rate, which is quite steady and solid.
Yeah.
obviously we expect Opelka to be coming to net much more overall, but Dennis has the attacking mindset. He likes to finish at net. Part of that stat, I think, for Dennis, 8 of 10, is he's had a lot of quite easy points on serve where he hasn't even needed to close at net, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. When they're in the rallies, Shapovalov has won most of those points, so maybe he doesn't feel the need to come forward.
I think we have a blooper. I think we have a blooper there. That one's going on the blooper reel. This this first point at 3-5, just total complete mishit of an overhead there. Kind of at the 3/4 court point. But honestly, that shot is not easy to hit straight out of air off a return. I think that was maybe an unnecessary gamble to even try that, and you see the result, an ugly mishit.
Yep. I think that deserves this.
From Canada, Denis Shapovalov.
Had to.
Yeah, and now suddenly that overhead mistake could prove to be costly. Suddenly we're at love 30.
That could be
Opelka hits a good
bad
return
sign for the set. Yeah, like you said.
Someone was asking about the speed of the surface. Robert asked, what are the players saying about the speed of the surface? I've asked a couple of them. They all said kind of medium fast court.
Okay, they all said that, yeah.
And that it isn't much different than previous years. They think it's quite similar.
Okay.
Casper Ruud said that, though he pulled out just before the tournament.
Yeah.
Bautista Agut said that. So, yeah, it seems to be the theme. Vanch says Shapo takes hot and cold to a whole new level.
Savage.
That's very accurate based on that overhead bluff we saw the first point at 3-5 in the service game. So
keeps you on your toes.
He does. I mean, he's got this back to 30 all. I'm pretty confident he gets a hold of serve here, but you still have to probably say at this stage of the set, Opelka probably 90% likely to take the second set, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say. I wonder what the betting odds are on that. Pull it up here.
Greatest Canadian athlete ever. That's a good question.
That is good. I think
Wayne Gretzky would be my pick.
Yeah, that's a pretty safe pick. If you guys don't know who Wayne Gretzky is, look it up.
Shapovalov did kind of a walk and talk interview with Mark Rowe of TSN from December, and Mark put him on the spot asking who's the greatest athlete in the world right now. He said Connor McDavid.
Ooh.
So hockey fans will like that.
I like that answer.
Yeah.
Good hold for Shapovalov there. No, that was a great interview with Mark Rowe.
Yeah, it was fun.
TSN's the provider we're watching. I think we're both watching on right now. They host basically all the tennis in Canada, so we appreciate them. And Mark's actually been he's done a couple interviews, kind of podcast style here on the slice, which is fun. Great guy.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a crunch time of the set here. Opelka opportunity to level this at one set apiece. What do we expect from the 5-4 service game is the question.
Yeah, I don't know. The last service game for Opelka, Shapovalov didn't get a lot of returns back, so it wasn't one of his stronger games, possibly because he just got broken, right? So he's feeling a bit frustrated, whatever. Felt like he needed to get them in more. But so we'll see how Shapovalov does, because he'll definitely have looks at the return. Unless Opelka just comes out and hits 4 aces, which is possible for sure.
It is possible, or even just 4 unreturnables, right? I feel like this. I should have been monitoring it more closely, but I think a key stat that's kind of flipped in this second set. I'm going to bring it up now, actually. So set 2 here with our statistics. Denis Shapovalov's first serve percentage has dipped a lot It's down to 52% for the second set, whereas Opelka was at 61%. So that's a key statistic, I think, in
Huge.
what's driven the change of this second set and why Opelka finds himself up 5-4 is Shapovalov's first serve percentage dipping significantly, and then that kept him from, of course, closing out that game when he was up 40-15 at 3-all.
That's
and
right.
First point there of this game, opportunity for
out?
Shapovalov to hit a backhand winner that looks like it just missed.
Oh, I thought it was in. He can't believe it. Chapo can't believe it.
Just wide. I saw in our chat as well, Vanch was asking, what are your thoughts on Monfils's run so far? We touched on that briefly, right?
Yep.
Just that how difficult the pandemic was for him. Shapovalov hitting the back of the line, by the way, with that block return, getting it to 15-all. Yeah, how difficult the pandemic was for Monfils. Such an entertainer, loves playing in front of a crowd. I think the travel and just what had happened with the tour life during the pandemic and COVID, which of course isn't over, really took a toll on him mentally, and we saw that in his results. They dipped a lot the latter half of 2020, early 2021. He seemed to turn things around a bit in the summer. Actually, in Toronto, he was playing well, and opens this season with the title, and now into the round of 16. Yeah, I always love it when Monfils is playing good tennis.
Absolutely. Shapovalov here with a little look. 3-second serves for Opelka to start this game. Some good aggressive play from Shapovalov.
Yeah.
There's the old eraser.
Opelka cleaning it up briefly there with a huge ace out wide. Something he can often rely on to get himself out of jams, of course.
He's upset right now, Opelka, with something. Himself, I think. He was talking to his box. I think he's...
Yeah, he was a little ticked, I think, about the way he played maybe the 15-all point, but just... Again, covering it up with the serve, massive out wide bomb. Shapovalov barking at I don't know if is he barking at the chair umpire right now? He thought that ball was out. We can see the shot spot here. Gets a slip of the line.
Look. It's not a good look to there's no winning, so it's just not a good look to.
Yeah, you're not fighting against that's Eva Azdaraki Moore, the chair ump, by the way. You're not fighting against her, you're fighting against technology. So
and even if it is wrong, you can't prove it. So it's like
no, you and there you go, out wide serve. And just like that, second set to Riley Opelka, 6-4. Okay.
But it's tough. Like Shapovalov's getting frustrated right now. It's like he's yelling. That's giving a little bit away, like when he's it's obviously disappointing to lose this set, but like getting mad at the automated line calling is just probably placing the energy in the wrong place. Because honestly, it wasn't over, right? Like he was right. Like he had a chance on that last 40-30 point there.
He did, although I do feel in the same respects it was being covered up there. Opelka just covering up any chance of an opening for Dennis with a few huge first serves. Update, by the way, Alcaraz just took the third set over Berrettini, so suddenly that's 2-1.
Yeah.
Could he pull off a full comeback from down 2-0? I'm not sure, but we have a match.
We do. Some of these, when you have the TSN streams and they progressively lag more, because mine. Oh, I'm on set point still with Alcaraz and Berrettini.
Oh, okay. I'm a little in front of you.
Is that because I'm watching on my phone? I'm not sure. Oh, he just did it there. Yeah, 2-1. Alcaraz going with the bamushka.
Huge fist to this guy.
Love to see him get psyched up here. I might have to crack into a beer here, Ben. What's your drink of choice normally for these late nights?
I haven't actually haven't had a beer in some time, but I believe I have some Stella in the fridge. I think you already took your washroom break. Yeah, a few people were making jokes about you calling it a washroom, by the way, which I will note.
What do these crazy people call it? What is it, a bathroom?
I think.
Are you going to the bathroom to have a bath when you go to the bath? Like, is that?
They call it a toilet break in tennis. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna take mine now though, and I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
That's fair enough.
And maybe I'll join you with a drink.
Fair enough.
Okay, I'll pop my cam off for a moment. I'll be back.
I'll just do that. All right, folks, we both disappeared quickly there to refill our bosoms. I'm going to crack into a little Stella here, and we're going to focus in on the third set. Big shout out to Ben for joining the stream. He's on the East Coast in Canada, or in Toronto. So it's, I think, officially 1:30 in the morning his time. Only 10:30 here my time. Not so bad. Chapo can tighten up and get this done in the next 2 sets. Could be in bed before midnight. What do you guys think? Am I going to be in bed before midnight? Andrew says it's called the shitter here. That's hilarious. Washroom. I think we call it a washroom here. Maybe that is gentlemanly. Bathroom. I say both. I don't know. It depends just on the day. Whatever comes to my brain first. What is going on here with this camera? Shapovalov with the first 2 points of the set. Who do you guys think? Who do you guys think's winning this? What's going to happen? Is Opelka going to be too strong? I got the feeling Dennis is a better player, and I think he's actually been playing quite well. So I like his chances, but it's got to make it happen. Now I'm trying to figure out how to open this. Chapo will pull through. Andrew, why do you wish you're Canadian? I like that, by the way. I think Chapo's going to pull through as well. 40 love now for Chapstick. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining along with the slice on our Canadian tennis stream. Hope wherever you are, you're having a good night. I'm having a great night being here. Thanks for subscribing, potentially joining our channel. We've just opened it up to members. If you join, that supports the show big time, obviously, and you get special emojis to use, like the golden goat. So something to think about and consider. Chapo's pumped up after that one. That's a good rally for Shapovalov and Opelka, to be fair. But Shapovalov just is a bit more dynamic from the back, whipping Opelka off the court with that nasty lefty forehand.
From Canada, Denis Shapovalov.
Dominic, I think you become a member by clicking the join. Click the join right beside the subscribe button. You're probably already subscribed, but I think you can join them.
Shapovalov. Like I just that's just called mailing it in on your job, isn't it? Just throwing a grenade in there, just absolutely torching it. Shapovalov, that forehand is just so nasty. Great running volley there from Shapovalov. Weird. Dominic, can't see it. That's okay, guys. Well, apparently there's the join button isn't there for people. I'm not sure why that's the case. Not sure why that's the case. Anyways, we'll get that figured out. Because I'm sure you guys would all join once it is. But I seriously appreciate the support, whatever it is, whether that's just smashing the like button on this video, which we are up to 26 only. Okay? Guys, if you're watching this video, everyone's got to hit that like button. Get us up there. Our goal is 100. I think Opelka just broke another string. Sorry, Ben. I didn't see you in there for a while.
That's all right. It's all right. I got my night vision on now. Got to switch to the glasses.
Yeah. Night vision goggles on. Third set, getting down to business.
I'm wondering, beyond the Shapovalov match here, are our watchers going to stay up for Nadal Khachanov? That's a pretty interesting third round match. Obviously, Nadal a strong favorite, but Khachanov has a big, powerful brand of tennis.
Yeah,
we've seen him beat top players before. Will he test Rafa? I think that's a really interesting third round.
I think that's a very interesting third round, and I think it's going to be a very interesting level tester for Nadal.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though he played very well, obviously, so far, won the tournament in Melbourne, or the 250. Was that in Sydney or Melbourne? I think it was in Melbourne.
It was Melbourne, Somerset.
Yeah. But, he's played mostly kind of players with higher ranks, right? So with kind of challenger level players. But so Khachanov is going to be a good level tester, like I said.
I agree.
Andrew's saying I used to get buzzed off Stella's back in second grade.
Is he picking on me?
Are you having a Stella as well? Cheers.
Oh, you're also having a Stella. Cheers.
It's not an ad. I wish this was an ad. Maybe one day.
Should be a paid sponsored ad. That's really funny. I thought that comment was chirping me because I think I have some Stella in the fridge. That's pretty amusing that we both have Stella.
The commenter's just giving it to Ben for whatever he does. He brings it to Stella. They're like, "Oh yeah, but I used to drink that in second grade as well." That's cute.
Yeah, that's funny.
Just can't win. Just can't like Stella.
No. I thought that was a pretty safe choice. And normally it doesn't have too many critiques, but yeah, that's okay. Someone mentioned they're staying up for Barty. Yeah, Barty against Georgie is a fun match. Camila Giorgi has a lot of firepower. Just what version of her are you going to get on any given day? Whereas Barty is, of course, the model of consistency as a world number one. So
yeah, fair enough. Got my dad Keith Boughton popping in here saying us two fellows are great together. Shout out, Dad.
Oh, thanks, Keith.
Much love. Hope you're in Kamloops enjoying this match. It's a good match.
Yeah,
probably got some comments to say about Chapo not getting that break in the second set or giving the break back in the first set. I can just imagine.
Oh, probably. I'll give some love to Opelka just now. Massive inside out forehand winner. Wow, look at that.
Oh, Yeah, that just happened for me. That's crazy.
That's a step back rifle. Goodness. That's one of the best shots he's hit today. Under the circumstance for me, best shot of the match still from Opelka, though, was that backhand return, that stretched cross-court backhand return. That was when SHAPOVALOV was serving in the 3-4 game, and that led to the break of serve. So
Yeah, that was a great shot. That slap forehand that he can just pull out just keeps people honest. I think keeps them on their toes, because if you're Shapo and you see that every once in a while, you're just like, sheesh. I can't relax out here, which is tough.
it's a challenge.
No, it's actually my mom.
Okay, that explains it. Nice body serve from Dennis.
Yeah.
40-15.
We gotta, yeah. I feel like Dennis is gonna get another opportunity here. Yeah, it feels like we can, if it does feel like we have a lot of tennis left to play, because you think either guy who's gonna win has to win 2 more sets, and they don't seem to go fast. I think when you're playing a guy like Opelka, if you're going to win, because you're usually not going to get 2 breaks in a set. It's usually just going to be 1, or it's going to be a tiebreaker.
Yeah, this match has gone on longer so far than I anticipated. Hour 57 right now, where we're at 1-1 in the third. So it's not exactly cruising along. Obviously, you think if you look back first set, say Dennis consolidates that first break of serve and takes the opening set by like a 6-4, that would probably shave about 20, 25 minutes even, because then they got into a couple longer games, got into the tiebreak. So it's going to play quicker, obviously, than facing a baseliner like Kwon. But Opelka can play from the back of the court, and he seems like he's starting to return a little bit better. And that's the comment. What I like about Opelka is how he's embraced being called a serve bot. He just doesn't care. LMAO.
That's true.
There's something about his style of play too. It's really challenging to deal with, because he does just play with the utmost freedom. Like we saw that inside out massive forehand. He has no fear at all of just like, you know what, I'm just going to attempt this crazy difficult shot and just slap this forehand and see if I can produce a winner. And you can get streaky with it. Like he can break you. So he's so dangerous to play for that reason.
I feel like that's almost not like, he's got that shot very locked down. I feel like when there's like a sitting ball right there for him, even he just slaps it and tries to put it into the big part in the court. But yeah, it's beautiful to watch. Joseph is asking, Stephen, can you pronounce Fabio Fognini for us? I think I said Fognini for the first couple of years of reporting, and everyone was roasting me for it, because no, it's Fognini. I'm like,
Fognini.
Okay, you Italian fluent speakers over here. It's like, tennis is the most international sport ever. I'm trying to like pronounce all these names. It's just like traumatic.
That's probably the most challenging aspect of covering the sport, right? Is the number of different international names you're going to encounter, that some of them are predictably very challenging. You look at how challenging even Roland Garros champion Barbara Krejcikova is. That's a tough name.
I heard them saying that today, and I thought it was Krejcikova.
Right, there you go. I think a lot of people were screwing that one up until she made her run at Roland Garros. Fognini, by the way, very early exit at this tournament. He went out first round to Greek Spore.
It's a bad loss.
The Netherlands, 6-1, 6-4, 6-4. So not a good start for his season, but
Greek Spore did make the final of the second Adelaide tournament, I think.
Yeah, he's been playing well. He's been playing some good tennis. No, I don't think he made the final there. I think he gave a walkover to Nadal in Melbourne. I don't think he played a tournament after that.
Oh, who did Kokkinakis beat in the final of Adelaide? I thought it was a different guy. I could look it up.
Who did Kokkinakis beat in the final? That's a good question. He beat Rinderknecht.
Oh yeah,
Rinderknecht. That's another tough name.
that's
Arthur Rinderknecht.
that's a very
Another
tough one.
guy from the Netherlands. So you're on the right track.
Yeah, they're both from the Netherlands. Crazy.
Yeah.
Dominic's saying he used to pronounce K Nishikori like Ki Nishikori.
Yeah.
And I know Dominic, he's one of our Patreon supporters, legend. He's a big Nishikori fan. So
the one that's been giving me trouble lately is Elena Rybakina, which you read it and you want to say Rybakina,
right.
and then if you look into it, it's actually Rybakina. So that one's unusual to me.
Yeah, no, there's some tough. All the Czechs, all the Eastern Europeaners. No offense, but it's a lot of hard names.
Very true. These service games are kind of cruising along here. Opelka pretty comfortably.
Yeah.
About to close in on a hold here for 2-2. So we're not getting the same return pressure that we saw kind of early second set where Dennis was right there sort of pushing him. Korda, Carreño Busta on serve second set, 3-4. And just warming up right now is Zverev and Radu Albot, who came through qualifying, by the way. Who believes Radu Albot can pull off an upset? Anybody? Any takers for an Albot upset?
Any Albot fans in here? Any big Albot fans?
I have one. One friend of mine is a big Albot fan.
Is that right?
Well, he's a friend of mine I play tennis with, and he's from Moldova. And Radu Albot's the only Moldovan tennis player you're going to find. So
yeah, I was going to say he must have been from the same
That's
country.
his guy. He was very hyped. I think at one point in 2020, I believe, Albot made a final against Bublik. I think lost the final, but big tournament for Albot. I think it was his first career final.
I think Albot played pretty well at the Delray Beach Open in 2020, which I was at. Had a great time there. Don't know if he made the final. That might be the one you're talking about, but
actually, I think he won this title. By the way, I think he beat Bublik in the final. Sorry, no, his one title he beat Dan Evans at Delray Beach. He beat Evans.
What year was that? Oh, that was like 2016 or something.
2019.
2019.
7-6 in the third.
Oh, 2019. Okay, interesting. Radu Albot.
Someone says not an Albot fan, but I hate Zverev. Okay. I think we can acknowledge Zverev is not the most popular for a lot of people for some very clear reasons.
Yeah, he's definitely another one of those guys who people tend to take a side on. They either hate or love, or just don't care. Actually, so maybe he's not. A lot of people just don't care. I probably put myself in that. I love his tennis game. I'm always just like, no, it's like, I've always found him to be like slightly kind of like annoying personality on court. All the off court stuff, I haven't made up my I don't know what I think about all of it. It's not a good look for sure. In the court of public opinion, it's a very bad look, but I don't want to write somebody off based on, it just sucks that we can't get I don't know. He won't share his side of the story. So you're just kind of left doubting him kind of thing.
Yeah,
but it's tough.
We certainly haven't had I think a clear and transparent ATP investigation into the allegations. And I kind of get the sense that people are the ATP is trying to make us forget about it. Maybe I don't. And some people will either forget about it and let it go, and others will not. So you'll have to make up your mind.
It's a weird thing, right? Because it's obviously it's in the ATP's interest to have it go away, right? And then people call on them, and I've seen this from most of the tennis media to call on the ATP to do a formal investigation. And it's just a weird. I'm always thinking of things from a legal perspective. It's just
like they can do that. They can investigate it as much as they want, but she hasn't put pressed charges, so there's nothing like legal for them to look at.
It's not a legal case, so it kind of, the buck unfortunately will stop there. Someone was asking about Aslan Karatsev, by the way, who will recall at the Australian Open last year, that was his true breakout. I know he'd been playing well in challengers, but that's where he announced himself with this unbelievable run to the semifinals and absolutely just emerged onto the scene and backed it up really through the bulk of the year and is rightfully a top 20 player now. So
which is crazy.
Yeah, he has the draw has really opened up for him. Adrian Mannarino had a surprise upset over Hubert Hurkacz, so we get Mannarino Karatsev in the third round. I think Karatsev wins that. He won Sydney going in, beating Murray in the final, playing good tennis. I think there's a high probability we see Karatsev against Nadal fourth round. Does he have enough firepower to hit through Nadal? I think will be the question.
I would love it. That's a sweet match, though. I'm staying up for that match. Like, that is just sick. Aslan Karatsev, the Lion, loves Australia. We know that.
He does.
Side note, pressure game here for Shapovalov. Just came up with a good serve, and he's getting more animated now. He just slammed a ball on the ground, and he's kind of giving it to, talking to his box a lot more. I think he's starting to get frustrated without kind of any breakthroughs here for the last little while. Give him a big fist pump, big little, come on, let's go. Probably a few swear words in there. Who knows?
Clutch serve though, to go up the tee there on the ad serve to close out that game and get a crucial hold and get things back on track. Where that was, maybe it could have been a bit of a dire service game, and gets broken there.
Because I think it's just a daunting task when you, like, if you get broken by Sun Woo Kwon, you got a lot of belief that you can get that break back, right? But it's stressful when you get broken, or you already lost a set to Opelka. Now he's in 40-40. Like, it's just stressful, right? You just don't want to go down another break, like, at all.
No.
Because then you're thinking, oh, this might go 5 sets, like, or I just might lose the match. Like,
yeah, look, you don't want your match to spiral. You're already maybe a little frustrated. You lose the second set the way that you did, especially getting broken in a game where you were ahead 40-15 and things were trending in the direction of Opelka the past, I would say 4 or 5 games. So that was a very critical hold of serve for Dennis to get out of that game. And you could see he gained a bit of confidence from it as well.
Yeah, it might be hopefully it's one of the cases where he can take that momentum of holding after the pressure and then come out and play a solid return game here and maybe make something happen.
Maybe. And I'm just checking some scores here, and it looks like Alcaraz has an early break of serve in the 4th set. So he's serving 3-2 in the 4th. Sebastian Korda has a look at a break point at 4-all in their 2nd set. So
wild night of tennis.
Yeah, I'm sensing. Well, we'll see if Carreño Busta gets out of this game. That feels like that could be a very long match, right?
Carreño Busta, Korda. Oh yeah, Korda loves to get broken when he's serving up the match or the set. So
he likes to break.
No offense, no offense, Sebastian.
Apparently, likes to break when he is facing the guy serving at the set too. That's what he did against Carreño Busta. Saved match points, but then got broken trying to force 5-all and lost the 1st set, and now they're at 4-all in the 2nd.
Yeah.
So 15-all here, 2-3. Shapovalov can get himself a look at a 15-30 score line. You'd think maybe that's an opportunity.
Yeah, little loose forehand there from Opelka.
That might be, and that's a very loose shot there from Opelka as well, coming up to that
another loose one,
short return, and that was poorly executed on the forehand. He won't be happy with that. And suddenly,
like the drop shot return,
Yeah, just a block return, just getting it over. And if you're looking at like advantages, disadvantages to being Opelka's height, disadvantage is approaching to low balls like that, right? You have to get your body down, especially low, to deal with it. And it's not a comfortable position for Opelka.
Oh, what a second serve there.
Big kick. Big kick to get it.
Don't do it, Shapovalov. Don't do it, Shapo.
Sorry to Albot fans. He's already down a break in the first set, by the way.
Oh, yeah. That's I think Albert, he'll be happy with the whatever, like the 130 grand he makes from getting to the third round.
I think it's 220 actually. That's
Sheesh.
a lot. Yeah, big payday.
I love it when these guys make multiples of what I make in a year in just a week's work. It's nice. Must be nice. We'll get there, Ben. They'll be paying us big bucks to do this one day.
We just need live streams of tennis matches to get as popular as the tennis matches themselves, right?
That's right. Just supply and demand, right? That's all it is.
Yeah. Breakpoint chance for Shapovalov here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wow. How did that come up? What did Opelka just do? I get so distracted.
Made a mistake, and Dennis getting into a lengthy rally, and I love the execution there. Look at that forehand down the line, paints the line.
Let's go, Shapovalov.
Goodness, what a shot.
That's a great shot in a big moment. Everything in that rally was amazing. The return body serve sticks it to the baseline, basically.
Yep.
That's people like that that's so hard to do. And then just plays in the rally, keeps the ball deep, and then the first moment, like you said at the beginning, Ben, he's got to take his chances, and that was a chance, and he just took it and executed, and that's got to feel so good. Now he's got to consolidate.
He does. Yeah, I love the aggressive mindset in that rally after a great return of serve, great depth of shot on the forehand, and then you just have that one opening to go down the line. He took it instantly and just painted the line. Beautiful shot. Couple loose points from Opelka in that service game, and Dennis took advantage. And suddenly he's in the driver's seat in this third set.
Yeah, definitely a couple loose points there from Opelka. He won't be happy about that for sure. But yeah, it felt like that forehand up the line too was just good rhythm on that shot from Shapo. Like it didn't feel like it was a slap or anything. It felt like a very like makeable shot for him, and he just put it where he wanted it.
He did, and you can see the growing confidence right now. You can see
getting a little hot there.
He's really feeling it, just opening up with this forehand side, lefty forehand.
Hot.
Huge cross-court winner. A confident Shapovalov is one of the best players in the world, hands down. And we're seeing him just completely take over this third set right now.
Hands down, any way you like it. Yeah, he'd feel good to have a quick turn this into a quick set, but you still probably have Opelka probably holds, and then Shapovalov's got to serve it out. But it's funny, I had this sit down interview with Milos a couple years ago in Delray at that tournament I was talking about, and I gave him one of our It's Bagel Time mugs, and he was telling me as as a guy, obviously with a big server, he's like barely had any bagels in his career on it, like for him. Yeah. Because he said, he basically admitted, he's like, once I get a break in a set, I kind of just like go through the set. Like I don't really try for a second break a lot of times. He's like, I kind of just go through the set. Like I don't end up ever being like 6-0. It'll be a lot of like 6-2, 6-1s, but like I never usually like break some guy 3 times in a set.
Yeah.
Because I don't need to. I'm like, yeah, fair enough.
Well, that's the thing if you're one of these bigger server guys, and part of breaking serve is expending more energy. It's like you got to work extra hard. You got to dig in a little bit deeper to find your way of breaking a serve. So if Milo, someone like a Raonic or an Opelka and Isner, they already get their one break. It's almost like if you try so hard to get another, you don't get it. You're like, why am I tiring myself out before my next service game?
Yeah, for sure.
I assume that's the mentality.
Yep, makes sense. Must be nice. Must be nice to have that luxury.
Yeah. To be able
Vance says a true serve bot mentality.
Yeah, I like that.
That's
yeah, to be able to serve 140-mile-an-hour bombs, I would, I feel like that would help unlock another part of my game. Maybe could possibly help in the wow
in the Wednesday night ladder league.
Yeah. Dennis is feeling it right now, guys. Dennis is
Whew.
he's
Yep.
he's starting to peak in this match. The forehand specifically, we're seeing a barrage of winners right now. We saw just the cross court there again. So
Like, I know it's crazy, but like you think now, like you look at this draw with Djokovic out, there's a lot of guys who I think should have some serious belief now. Like I don't think Shapovalov, like, I'm always going to believe in my guy, but I wouldn't give him I would give him a very, very small chance of beating Djokovic in 5 sets on this court.
Mhm.
But with Djokovic out of the draw, I don't think there's no one that I don't believe Shapovalov could beat in 5 sets on this court here left in the draw. So there's got to be that little belief in each player here. Be like, you never know what can happen. I'm just going to keep winning, and we'll see. I could take out a Zverev.
100%.
36. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, look, it's not. I think it's a very similar circumstance, basically, to the 2020 U.S. Open, where
Correct, yeah.
we discussed Djokovic with the errant smacking of the ball that hits the lineswoman, gets defaulted from that tournament, so he's out. That, yeah, I think every other player in the draw is suddenly chomping at the bit, and the one circumstance that's different here, both Nadal, Fed were out of the 2020 U.S. Open. They didn't play.
Right.
Here, we're looking at a 22 Australian Open where you're talking about a Nadal who has been essentially off the tour since the French Open. Missed
Right.
Wimbledon, missed the Olympics, missed the U.S. Open, had the nagging foot injury. So big question marks like, is he still like big 3-level contender? And
Right.
I'm not convinced yet that he is. He might be. We don't know yet. We have to see more. Obviously, he opened the season with the title, but it's still a player coming off of injury for basically pretty much the better part of 5 months, 6 months without playing. So that reduces his chances at already his worst slam. He's only won it once in 2009. And then, so you're looking elsewhere at who can win this thing. Obviously, the number one standout name to me is Daniil Medvedev, obviously for the fact that he's the only other slam winner in the field. He just won the U.S. Open. We talk about his dominance on hard courts, how strong he is there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just such an opportunity for other guys to make a deep run and make a deep crack at this. Because as you said, like, is there any player you're really going to say has a good chance to beat Novak Djokovic best of 5 in Melbourne? I would say Medvedev probably would have the best chance, and I would still rate it as below 50%. So so it's always with this tournament, when we go into it, we discuss Novak Djokovic versus the field, and Djokovic is gone. So now we're left to the field, basically. It's not, I don't think it's Daniil Medvedev against the field. I don't think he's that established enough to say it's Medvedev versus the field. I think it's we can pick out our favorites and say, like, okay, maybe Medvedev has the best chance of winning. Maybe Zverev does. Maybe Nadal does. But as you said, there's other names lurking in this draw who realistically could go all the way. As we're talking about this, Denis Shapovalov trying to serve out this third set.
Yeah, and that's just a miss there on the forehand from Shapovalov. That first point, though, Opelka's pressing here, and he's Shapovalov had to play some good defense in that first point to get away with it. So
yeah, Opelka's
this is a big pressure moment for Shapovalov here.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll see a big fist pump, a big Shapovalov if he wins this set here.
I think so.
I'll make sure of it.
I'm sensing it.
Good first serve there for Shapo.
Yeah, Vanch says still feels awkward that Novak isn't there. I mean, definitely awkward in the sense that we're talking about his greatest tournament too, a place where he's won 9 times. So I agree.
Yeah, it's COVID has blown my mind, like the whole pandemic in a lot of ways, but like it blows my mind that the number one tennis player in the world flew to Australia, was in detention, got out of detention, went back into detention, and then got deported out of the country.
It's one of the wildest sports stories, certainly of the last 10, 15 years.
Like
not the wildest. It's a double set point, by the way, here for Shapovalov.
Double set point for Shapo.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if you told me that was happening 3 years ago, I wouldn't even know what to say. Like what planet are we on?
Yeah, like what are you talking about? Pandemic.
There it is.
Great execution there on that down the line forehand. Good serve. It's just a good serve +1. And I feel like he's particularly the last 3-4 games, Dennis has such good confident feel of the forehand wing right now, and he's just unleashing it. And that's why he's up 2-1.
Yeah, and that was great for Shapovalov. And that forehand he hit down the line to get the break there, that felt like just like such a confident point, and where that feels like he's very mentally he's actually pretty comfortable in this match, which is a good thing to see. And then he just kind of expects to be playing at that level. So I think he's mentally locked in. His game's doing well, and I'm expecting him to close out on 4 here. So we'll see if he keeps playing like he is. I think he gets another break in this next set, because Opelka is 64% at serve in. That's pretty good. Like that's like a normal
solid.
percentage.
It's not like unbelievable. Alcaraz, by the way, is forced a 5th set with Matteo Berrettini, so that has turned into a heck of a match. They're going.
People called it. Yeah, there's that is a Alcaraz, man. I think the most hype of young guys has probably transferred from Sinner, I think, to Alcaraz now in the general tennis sphere. What do you think?
Yeah, and I mean, part of that too is Sinner being already inside the top 15. Now we look like who's another name who's rising rapidly, and that is Alcaraz. And I think Alcaraz maybe closed out his season in 2021 a little bit better than Jannik Sinner did. And for me, his signature win was beating Tsitsipas, of course, at the U.S. Open. And yeah, I mean, if he pulls off a win over Berrettini coming back from 2 sets to love down, that's an extraordinary win, and I think something like going to be one of the standout wins of the tournament for sure, if he's able to pull that off. And yeah, Sebastian Korda, Carreño Busta on serve, 2nd set. Korda serving 5-6 right now, so that's a tough match. I think Korda is going to have a tough time getting through there. He might have more of the firepower from the back of the court. Might be a little more talented, but I'm looking at just like overall who's a bit more solid and steady and rounded out in what their game is. And Carreño Busta is incredibly solid just in all parts of his game. So you don't have many dips from him, which is going to be a challenge for Korda. I think, if it's a match maybe they're playing 2 years from now, I'm favoring Korda. Just now, I'd be favoring Carreño Busta.
For sure. He's one of the. It's funny how similar Pablo Carreño Busta. I mean, they're not that similar, but they kind of have similar styles. I feel like Carreño Busta and RBA just both. I would say like precision counterpunchers, like super clean strokes.
Yep.
Simple strokes, but they get it done. You know who I miss at this tournament is Jensen Brooksby. I'm very hyped on Jensen Brooksby.
I think we all wanted to see him after that great U.S. Open run and pushing Djokovic, obviously. Carreño Busta just took the 2nd set, by the way. So there you go. He's up 6-4, 7-5, and in a good position here. Opelka, pretty comfortable.
Dropping the hammer.
First game here of the 4th set.
I do have to say, Matteo Berrettini, I think, has the outfit of the week. I'm big on that new Boss branding.
New Hugo Boss deal, right?
Yeah, he's looking good. I think he's the best looking guy on tour, anyways. But then it's just like out in that, it's just hard to compete with. And I love the clean, just the white and black, fresh.
Very fresh look. Yeah, I like it.
But man, Alcaraz is such a beast. It's so hilarious. He's just sitting there.
Yeah, he on the other side, it's not a fashionable look. It's just pure gun show.
It's just My favorite thing to say about Alcaraz is people think he people think he is like Nadal, I think, because he's Spanish, but he says he plays like Federer. But then Djokovic fans think that he plays like Djokovic. It's like this. Everyone wants a piece of him.
It's funny because I don't think he plays like any of them. He certainly it was strange to me. I think he was more like, he says he plays like Federer in the sense of like always wanting to be aggressive, but nothing about his style to me looks Federer-esque at all. Obviously, particularly the fact that he plays a two-handed backhand, and already, you know, Federer the one-handed backhand association. The Nadal comp makes sense to me in terms of speed around the court. Like, he kind of reminds me speed-wise of like 2005, 2006 Nadal, just flying around the court. But again, they don't really play similarly. And
people Alcaraz is saying, or Vance is saying, Alcaraz plays like Novak because he hits depth on both wings. Like, I get that, but he doesn't play. He's more aggressive than Djokovic is, like, in his overall game style. He's unique. He's like he's got a bit of all three of them, I guess. He likes to play up in the court and play aggressive like Fed. He's Spanish, so he actually likes faster courts than slower courts. So he likes this court more than clay. Like, people think he's a clay specialist, but he's not. Or he at least doesn't favor it. Like, he's great on clay, but so he's got a bit of all of them in there, and I think everyone just wants a piece of him because he's such a hot prospect.
Yeah, that's I do think the conversation has shifted. Everybody was like, Jannik Sinner, future number one, and now we're making the conversation of like Carlos Alcaraz going to be winning a bunch of slams. So
I'm still big on Sinner.
Well, maybe both of them among many who could be winning slams.
Man, I think it's going to be great. Like, you know, I'm obviously a big Federer fan, but once the big three are done, I think it's going to be like the women's game right now, where you look at the beginning of a tournament, and you're like, there's about 15 players who can win this in reality, you know. And I think if that was the case, that we had like a 10-year span where like just like 10, 15 different guys always had a chance to win it, and they're all high level. I think that'll be an interesting, because in my lifetime, I'll never have had experience that, because I started watching tennis in 2009 or 10. Yeah. Since then, it's, you know, there's been like 3 Grand Slams won by guys who aren't Federer, Nadal, Djokovic. So it's like, it's so preposterously not normal, but it's the normal to me and to probably you too, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, I started watching my tennis probably mid late 90s. I had a period where I was watching. I was really young then, like probably like 8, 9, 10 years old when I first started like watching tennis, and then maybe choosing your like favorite players at like 11, 12 and sort of on from there. So I do have memories. Like, I always loved Gustavo Kuerten, and it was a big deal at the time to have a player win 3 French Opens.
Totally,
to win 3 times at Roland Garros was like spectacular. Like, forever, like, we'll associate Guga with the clay. So the fact that we have a current player who's won this thing 13 times, which is so mind-boggling in the sense of, in that era, Pete Sampras getting the label of like greatest ever, and he had 13 total slams. For one of these big 3 guys to have won 13 at a single tournament is just, it's beyond absurd. So there's that element of like thinking of the big 3 and like Nadal on clay. Again, like Sampras' association with dominance on grass courts, and Federer has just soared past him. Association with a few other players of like Thomas Muster, another great clay court player. Probably a distant memory for a lot of tennis fans now. So it's just this era. I really don't think we'll ever see anything like it again.
I think everyone's on board with that. Like, there's no. I'm excited. Hopefully that, like, I think that, I don't care either way, but I think that will be the case. We'll never see something like this again. And I can't wait till I'm 75 years old or 80 years old. Hopefully, you know, legendary tennis broadcaster. I'm just talking about the times, like, you guys don't even know. Like, you guys don't even know how much better Federer and Nadal and Djokovic were than the players these days. Like, they were on a different level.
You're gonna
Because
sound
they
like
truly were on a different level than the rest of the tennis world. Like it was like
they
actually, people say that all the time, but they were on a different playing field.
and they're still the gold standard, honestly. Even
Yeah.
Djokovic not being there right now. Medvedev was asked about who's the favorite. He said it has to be Nadal. He's won 20 slams and he's won here.
It's true.
So there's still the utmost respect level. Anytime one of the big three or all of the big three are in the draw, I mean, we have the stats and the numbers of any time all of the big three are in the draw at a Grand Slam. How often is one of them winning it, right? So,
yeah.
And of course, particularly the past 10, 11 years, it's been one guy out of that three, especially, who's taken over the dominance, which is Djokovic. So that's also why we talked about things opening up with him not here. Talk about someone who won this tournament the past 3 times, won it 9 times total since 2008. Like, there are not many other guys sneaking an Australian Open basically over the past 12 years. It's been the Novak show.
Yeah, for sure. It's crazy. There's been different periods of time where it's almost like unfathomable that, or like when one of them loses a set, you're like, everyone's like, oh my gosh, he lost a set. What's happening here? In like the third round, they'll like lose a set, and then like I feel like that. Yeah, like you're right. That's been Djokovic for the last 10 years. It's like everyone's thinking like, how is he gonna play? Federer from 2004 till 2010, 11 was like, yeah, shot, like especially those years of like 2005, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like he was in the final of every single Grand Slam, like every single Grand Slam. It's the craziest. And then Nadal, like if he loses a set at Roland Garros, you're like shocked. Like, what is he?
I mean, it was one of the biggest. Yeah, it was one of the biggest stories ever at the time when Robin Soderling did beat him at the French Open in 2009, because it's literally the first time he had ever lost at the tournament. So
yeah, and it almost like in 2009, I think he first won the tournament in 2005. So he won 5, 6, 7, 8. So he won it 4 times in a row. So yeah, losing after 4 times in a row is pretty crazy. But at that point, Federer had won Wimbledon, I think 5 times in a row or something like that. So it wasn't like unheard of to have this streak. So I don't even think, looking back, like in 2009, he almost put more. This is just a thought I'm having right now, so I'm just saying this might sound dumb, but like looking back, you're like, how did Robin Soderling like beat him? Like, but like at that point, like he'd won it 4 times, which is crazy.
Yep.
But it's not like Federer had won, I think, the U.S. Open 5 times in a row. Also, he'd won Wimbledon 5 times in a row. So it's like we look back on that with 13 French Opens in our mind, but at that point he only had 4. So it's like I'm not trying to diminish what Robin Soderling did, but it's just I'm just thinking about that right now. It's like in retrospect, you're like every match he played there, but like for the first couple of years, no one really thought he was like this crazy clay court all-time greatest by far, on clay, like type of thing.
No, but then I think after you look at Nadal's 2005 season, because not only did he win the French Open, he won. I think he may have won every lead-up tournament.
That's true. Yeah.
Then you had a stretch of like 06, 07, 08. You had at one point, I think, a 52 match win streak on a surface, which is just out of this world, right? No, but you were making me think how ridiculous this era is, that like we're saying the sentence like, well, at that point he'd only won 4 French Opens. When any other era, a discussion of somebody winning 4 French Opens is unbelievable. And as I said, like Gustavo Kuerten at the time winning 3 French Opens was extraordinary.
Yeah. And the fact that I can just go over and say, well, yeah, Federer won this 5 in a row, and then he'd won that 5 in a row. So it's like it's normal, right? Like
5 consecutive U.S. Opens. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Just crazy.
Shapovalov here serving 1-2, by the way, 4th set and 30 all.
30 all, a little loose.
Trying to apply a little pressure.
Is the night train getting a little
getting
loose?
like a big 3 debate in the chat, and Berrettini seems to have, I don't know if he fully hurt himself or he's down getting looked at by the trainer.
Yeah, he rolled. I saw on the replay, he rolled his ankle. He just kind of went over on his ankle a little bit when he went out wide for a shot and fell, but it didn't look super, super bad. Might be a good excuse if he doesn't end up winning this.
Yeah.
Kidding. But yeah, no, That's so when Soberling beat Nadal, that was one of the most impressive matches I've ever seen in my life. It was literally, I didn't watch it live, but I've seen it back a bunch of just highlights from it. It's literally just like Robin Soderling just like mashing a tennis ball for 3 hours straight, just like huge serve, huge forehand, like
you have to go God mode, right? And
Yeah.
then sustain it for over 3 hours, which is somehow he did.
Right. Yeah, because that was the time, like that was his loss where it's like Soderling went out and beat Nadal, like when he was like seemingly unbeatable. I'm not taking anything away from Djokovic beating Nadal last year, but it's like Nadal had to start losing at some point at the French Open. Like he's 35 years old. Like he had to start losing. It is getting easier year by year, but just no one's doing it. So good on Djokovic. But
yeah, look, Federer could never pull it off in his prime. Nadal, I suppose, will have that flex, and when we're talking about that like rivalry of those two, of that Nadal did beat him in his house, getting him at Wimbledon. Federer never beat him in his house at the French, but Federer does have the French Open to his name as well.
Yeah, that's the debate. The GOAT debates can go on forever, and I think they honestly, I think they'll stop when these guys kind of like stop playing, hopefully, and I think they'll just hopefully just relish everyone. Because I even think like my view on it is always like, so say Novak ends up with like 23 slams, which would be pretty good for him, I think. I don't know if he'll get there, especially with the vaccine stuff. I'm very skeptical now that he'll get there because he could honestly retire. Like that's my hot take of the week. Like he could never play another slam.
That's a very hot take.
I don't want that to be the case, but if he gets, he ends up with 23, Nadal ends up with 21, Federer ends up with 20. I think 20 years from now, you're looking back, you're not going to be like, oh, Novak is so much better than Federer. It's like you're just gonna like keep them all grouped together because really, and percentage wise, those aren't that much different from each other. Like,
I think so.
When they all got to 20, it kind of just ended the debate for me because I was like, you're never really gonna tell me that someone's greater than someone else when that person that you're saying is less great has 20 slams. Like, it's just like it's kind of hard.
Yeah, and I think they all had their different peaks at different times. Djokovic, for me, especially past 5-6 years, and 2011. Like 2011 is an extraordinary season. 2015 as well. Last year was great, although he wasn't winning all the titles everywhere in other tournaments beyond the majors. And then Nadal has like an insane stretch. 2010 was unbelievable for him. Like stretches 2008, he gets Wimbledon along with winning the French, finally getting his like kind of 2008 to 2010 block is ridiculous. And then Federer, his era of like 2004 to 2003 to 2007, almost like winning everything imaginable beyond the French Open, like every friggin' tournament, basically. Not every single one, but
my favorite stat, also Shapovalov up love 30 here. Look into the serve. Oh, good return.
Wow.
Triple
break point.
Potential nail in the coffin here. I don't know.
Could be.
I don't want to say it, but
the eyes have got to be wide when you have a triple break point.
Oh yeah. This is do or die, I think, for both guys. I don't know how much belief Opelka will have left if he gets broken here.
Yeah, he's bailed himself out with a huge ace up the tee, so that's
Just
one staved off, but he's got a ways to go.
Just as always, thanks guys for tuning in. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button and click like on this video. Apparently you can't join the channel right now, but appreciate it if you did.
Beautiful execution.
Oof. Huge break for Shapovalov. Comes forward, plays his game. Just really showing his class there. That's epic. And you know what's coming now.
From Canada, Denis Shapovalov.
People are going to think I'm making fun of him with that video, but it's just a comedic relief, that's all. But yeah, great. What did you think about that last little kind of game there? I guess we were talking for most of the first part of it, but I feel like Shapovalov's just had his chances. He's actually really done well at taking his chances in this game to break Opelka.
Yeah, he has, and I think we talked about just like He's been in such a good groove with his forehand weighing basically since mid third set. I feel like that shot has been on fire. And now he's timing those returns very well. And you saw on the break point there at 1540, gets a forehand return, basically landing it just inside the baseline, pushing Opelka back instantly. And once he's in the offensive position, he is not holding back. He's taking control right away. He's being aggressive, looking to dictate. And now he's in full control of this match. You have two sets to one, and a break in the fourth set against a huge server who is, I think, going to have, somewhat limited opportunities to break you back. So you have to take care of business now, and you'll be in the round of 16. Really good position to be in.
Yeah, round of 16 is second week, right? Considered second week.
I count it as second week. Because especially now it's Saturday in Melbourne, so he'll play on night. Because it's
no, it's Friday in Melbourne.
Oh no, it's still Friday in Melbourne. You're right. If he gets a night match, I think he could be playing on the. Yeah. No, I guess he'll play on the Sunday. I mean, the week depends if the week starts for you on a Sunday or Monday.
Yeah, I feel like the week starts on the Sunday. I don't know.
So, I call it second week.
It's a gray area term in tennis. There's no official. Maybe there is. I don't know. Yeah, no, it's great from our biased Canadian perspective to see Shapovalov play like this in a match where, it would be pretty disappointing for him if he lost in the third round of the Australian Open. Like, that'd be a bit of a gut punch, I think. Even though Opelka is a very worthy opponent who he could lose to. I think it's great to see him get through this.
Yeah, I think people would view it as a disappointing result for sure, though, if he's going out third round. So,
yeah.
Remember, he was in trouble in the second round, so.
It's true. That would have been even worse.
Yeah, so hopefully to be closing in on round of 16. I think you have to feel good about his tournament if it does happen, and if he can finish off Opelka here, and then we're going to be talking about a big time match against almost certainly Sasha Zverev, who has the first set against Albot 6-3.
Yeah. I really like I've been impressed with Shapo this week and keeping it together on court, because he has faced a ton of tough moments. And I'm just thinking about, like, I've been reading the Christopher Clary book, who had a great interview with On the Slice. Check it out if you haven't already. But the Federer book, talking about how big of a role like Federer's relation like with Mirka had in his career, just like a stable relationship through the whole time. I just wonder how, Shapovalov feels like that about, with Miriam, if he feels the same way, where she's kind of just been like able to like help him stay steady and like be just a constant support there. Is helping maybe like calm down a bit.
That's certainly possible. I mean, I guess unfortunately we don't know too much about their relationship, but they seem pretty close, and it seems like she's been sometimes traveling with him to tournaments. We see them spending time together, and I hope she can flourish in her career. She almost got through qualifiers at the Aussie Open. She won her first two matches and then lost in the final round of qualifying. So I think right now she's been playing some better tennis. I think she's around 200 in the world. Okay. So kind of a ways to go, but.
And how old is she again?
She's 23. Yeah. Nice hold for Dennis. In control here, 4-2.
Yeah, that's all. That's a big hold. Someone just said Albert has 2 break points. Maybe I should throw that on. I don't know how many streams my internet can handle here, but
looks like Zverev has covered them up.
What TSN are they showing that on? Do you know?
I don't know if they have Albot and Zverev, to be honest. Let me see.
Do you know what court he's on? Maybe
they have Berrettini and Alcaraz on TSN 1, and it's also on my TSN 5. So I don't know. I did see Korda and Carreño Busta on one of them earlier, but How cold is it where you guys are in Canada? It was actually really cold where I am today. We actually had a cold weather alert. I'm in Richmond Hill, which is just north of Toronto.
Oh yeah.
Right now, extreme cold warning. It's 2:30 a.m. here, -20 right now.
Whew. -20, folks. If you're not from Canada, that might blow your mind. That's -20 Celsius. What is that in Fahrenheit? Like 2 degrees or something?
Let's see. -4 Fahrenheit.
Right. Ooh, -4 Fahrenheit. That is nasty.
That'll sound incredibly cold to a lot of Americans.
Oh yeah. 50 would be cold for them, I think.
I guess if you're in the Northeast, though, it does get that cold.
Yeah, it's true.
Robert says, "What is that in Fahrenheit?" Yikes.
Yikes. Yeah. It's 10.
10 Fahrenheit here in Detroit. Okay.
Shapovalov now pushing. He's got 2 more big points.
Yeah, this is the match right here.
Oh yeah.
If he breaks here, it's over.
This is start the bus. This is start the bus territory right now. Start the plane.
Opelka covers up one break point. Right play, just getting to net there. He sees Dennis having to stretch for that return and closes that net. That's good play.
That is good play. I don't feel like this match has been has it somehow felt like, I mean, maybe it's because there's not a huge crowd or anything, but like somehow felt like this hasn't been a very dramatic match. Like it's just kind of like, just been going through. Maybe it's because it's the third round.
It's been kind of quietly moving along. It's obviously not the most hyped third round match we have. For me, it's like Alcaraz Berrettini is the number 1 on the men's side. And then you look to the night session, Nadal and Khachanov is very interesting.
Yeah. I wonder why this isn't more hyped, because to me it's almost like, Alcaraz Berrettini is obviously very sexy in a way, but like
Sweet passing shot, by the way. Sweet on the run pass here.
Hold up.
Yeah, it's just
I'm just got the delay here for you, but that's sick. Oh,
great.
Just sick.
It's a great one-handed return.
Yeah, he's been doing that all night.
Put Opelka in a tough spot. Have to make a difficult volley, sort of mid-body volley. Didn't do quite enough with it. Opelka on the volley, and great reach from Dennis. Gets to the forehand, rips it across court, gets another breakpoint look.
Yeah, wow. Now Shapovalov's had a really good returning night, and I feel like that's part of the game where he could improve. Same with Felix. But he's done it very well tonight. So
yeah, he's been really solid on return. I feel like Felix, his return game has looked better in 2022, like early on at ATP Cup. I thought he returned really well. So I think that's an area where he's looking better.
I just love the Nole faithful in here, just literally not even talking about it at all. Respect, honestly. Respect. You're just in here flying the flag. I appreciate it. Is that 20 slam? Is that 20 trophies right there?
Probably. 3, 4. Yeah, it definitely is.
Oh.
Maybe chance for Dennis there. Well covered by Riley. I don't know if he had an opportunity to hit that ball cross court, maybe, but Opelka's just so big at net. You don't feel comfortable lobbing him. He was in a solid position there, and then massive ace at deuce, and suddenly he's in good position to maybe close out this game.
Yeah.
It's a good rally here. Good exchange.
I like this court angle.
Really good view, and that's a really good backhand winner from Opelka. He actually played a great point.
That is such a dirty backhand winner. I think all real tennis players know that. Like, was that he kind of two-hand sliced that, didn't he?
Almost blocked it in the corner.
Yeah, I bet you that had like sideways backspin.
He kind of picked it up near his shoelaces and somehow bunted it down the line
If
for
he
a
meant to
winner.
do it, credit to him.
I think he did.
Hello, Michael. Welcome, folks. Welcome, folks. Thanks for liking the video. Thanks for subscribing. Let's see where we're at with likes. If we're not over 50, I'm going to be disappointed.
Oh, you might be a little disappointed.
35. And I can't be disappointed in the fans, but I know we can do better. I believe in us.
No, happy.
Oh my gosh.
All of you that have tuned in, we appreciate it.
For sure. Michael, what did you just wake up and choose violence today? Like, what are you coming in here just out of nowhere? It's just bringing this hype. Federer isn't playing Wimbledon. I cancel that assignment. I believe he will.
Federer isn't playing Wimbledon. Do you have an inside source? I don't
Yeah,
think
you have some type of credible source.
I don't think he's revealed his status for Wimbledon.
He's been out for so long. I feel like he could have gotten 2 full knee replacements and be ready for Wimbledon. Like, I mean, he is 40 years old, but he's probably got, literally the world's best doctors just doing like their absolute best.
He's got a team in Switzerland.
He's probably got a whole hospital in Switzerland just by himself.
Nice serve from Dennis to open this 4-3 game, which is a pivotal game. Get yourself hopefully one step closer to a place in the round of 16.
Getting closer. Alcaraz and Berrettini in this 5th set, 2-2. Alcaraz. How can you not like Alcaraz? Hey, is there anyone on earth who isn't a fan of the kid? He gets pumped. Like, he's just a nice guy.
Yeah, he's super exciting player. Vance said this year Wimbledon is unlikely. Yeah, that's true. I mean, he seems.
How can it not be likely? It's so far away. Like,
I mean, I think we don't know.
If he doesn't play Wimbledon, like,
we just don't know.
He's just retired.
We actually don't know if. Yeah, that's the point, right? We don't know if he's going to play again.
Yeah, I think if he's going to play again, he's going to play Wimbledon. If he's not going to play again, he's not going to play Wimbledon.
Yeah, I was going to say my wish for him, if he is going to retire, if you're choosing a last tournament for him to play, has to be Wimbledon.
Yeah, that's true.
This service game rolling along, by the way, for Dennis. Just playing solid, intelligent tennis. 40 love here, 4-3.
That single-handed backhand up the line to change direction like that is very hard to do.
Big strike. Now, great serve out wide and 5-3.
Yep. That's just, what's his serving performance? So the serve rating is 270. It's about the same for each guy. 10 aces against Opelka. That's big. So he served well tonight. He served much better. He did not serve great, if I remember, against Sunwoo Kwon. So that's good for him.
Yeah, I think overall it's been really solid. Maybe you want the first serve percentage a bit higher. It's 57 right now, but 84% of points won on first serve is really, really strong.
Yeah, very strong.
And, the aces, it's only 10, but we've seen so many serves, almost like that out wide at the end of that last game where, okay, Opelka, he's such a big guy, has so much reach. He gets his racket on it, but it's the equivalent of an ace, right? It was unreturnable. He never had a shot of getting it back. So I feel like against other players, maybe this ace count would be even higher. I feel like he served very, very solid tonight, apart from maybe the second set where his percentage dipped.
Yeah. If his opponent wasn't 7 feet tall, it might be more. Bushka. Wow. Yeah, Shapovalov, man. He's feeling comfortable right now.
He is, and this is gut check time for Opelka.
Mm-hmm.
And you're seeing him feel the pressure here in this point. He duffs a forehand volley in the net. Decided to try and go back behind Shapovalov instead of maybe going open court, cross court. I think that was a mistake. And suddenly this is 15-30.
What, Andrew? What is happening? What did Andrew just say? That is, no one has ever reported that. I feel like there's a lot of hearsay happening in our comment section.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one. I don't know. Don't think any reliable sources reported that.
I also don't think that's relevant information.
Supposed news about Roger.
Even if that was true, I don't think that like anyone should like that doesn't like. Andrew's just messing with us.
This is double match point, guys. Double match point for
Oh
Dennis.
shoot, we're here.
And we have
You guys know I get distracted easily after.
I know, it's too much going on. Exciting rally. Oh my god, he almost won the match with a wicked forehand pass down the line. He missed it by a few inches.
Okay, I'm just on this, Ben, on this next match point, I need you to have like a 3-second delay in reacting to it because I want to watch this one live.
I'm even trying to delay myself. I'm not doing it long enough. Okay.
Why? How is it so much of a like different? Is it because
I don't know.
TSN gets broadcasted out of Toronto and you're in Toronto? I guess that makes sense. And it has to come all the way to the West Coast for me.
Did you see the 30-40 point? Because it's just gone, come and gone. Already a few seconds now for me.
Deuce.
Okay,
yeah,
you're solidly behind. Okay.
Dang it.
That's okay.
I'm gonna refresh my page right now.
You don't need to do that.
Could be a risk.
Robert wants to know if we can switch over to the Alcaraz match. What after this one?
Oh, another match point coming for.
Yeah, that was a wild forehand from Opelka there.
Almost looks like Opelka doesn't want to be out there anymore. with that.
Getting a little.
What is that? We will see. We will see. Match point number 3. Return from Shapovalov. Oh, that would have been a sweet way to end it.
Good look at a backhand pass there.
Yeah. He's like, he just wants it. He wants it bad.
So we're back at deuce. And a second serve, which is a second serve ace. Dennis is not buying it.
Just relax, Dennis. Relax. I'm like his mental coach. Just it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. You can just serve it up. It's all good.
Yeah, you really don't need this game. It would be nice.
It'd be nice. I just feel like he's gonna like. I'm used to seeing him just like snap, not like snap, but like get obsessed with something. That was an insanely bad ball toss from Opelka.
Yeah, that was bizarre. Very far to the right. I don't know what was going on there. But he covers it up anyway.
And the next, like the distance between that first serve ball toss and second serve ball toss on that service was like probably like a meter.
Enormous second serve, so he does get his hold. Alcaraz serving 2-3 against Berrettini in the 5th, by the way.
Yeah. I love how Berrettini's whole box is also just wearing Boss. Like, wonder what that deal looks like. It's got to be juicy.
They all have the brand.
Italian stallion wearing the Hugo Boss. Hugo Boss is probably Italian as well. It's crazy.
I believe so, yes.
Vance says, if Shapo chokes from here, fly him home on economy class. He might fly economy class either way. You never know. I think people have like this perception that all these players fly here on like private jets. Like I think maybe 1 or 2 of them, maybe.
Yeah, maybe
4 or 5. I feel like a guy like Zverev probably would, but
possibly.
Federer, I don't even know if Federer does. I've seen him walking through. He must. You think?
Quite possibly. I actually don't know though.
Federer makes like $100 million a year. It's actually crazy. Federer makes like 3 times as much as Djokovic or Nadal, and he's not even playing. Did you know that?
3 times as much?
Federer in 2019, the last time I saw the list for 2020, he made 105 million, and Djokovic made like 40. I guess that's not quite 3 times, but it's like more than 2 times.
More than 2 times. Good close there by Shapovalov.
Anyways, that's just another topic. Yeah, great close by Shapovalov. Here, 3 more points to end it. This is going to be a solid win for Shapovalov.
Yeah, I think exactly what you want for a third round.
Totally. Also, question I've always had, you know, when Shapovalov started his career, he always had the hats with like the tags or like the strap hanging way off the back.
Yeah.
Are his hats custom made for his tiny head?
I don't know. They look a lot better now, though. His hair looks better too.
Like, I'm just looking at that hat. Maybe it's my big TV that's like all messed up, but like, I think his hat looks like it's like tailored.
Maybe. You see the frustration boiling here for Opelka there, by the way, just trying to slap a forehand winner, goes in the middle of the net. And this is he's going to head to the round of 16, folks. I mean, triple match point here.
Triple match point, boys. We got one more coming
from Canada, Denis Shapovalov.
Coming in to close down the match. Opelka brings another string. Like, how many more strings does he have?
Oh,
are you that far ahead?
Sorry.
No, that's okay, but that's insane. You're like 20 seconds ahead of me now. Ace?
Yeah, I'll let you watch.
Volley. Oh, he missed the volley.
That's why I reacted. I apologize.
Chapo, don't do this to me now. Come on, Shop.
That's okay.
It's okay.
If you want a really bad mistake, best time to do it is at 40 love, right?
That's facts. Yeah, that's true. First serve into the net, and he's done it. Great job. Great job, Ben. Sorry to keep you waiting. You can see the relief on Miriam's face. Everyone's relieved. All of Canada is. Nice embrace there. Holy crap. Opelka is a monster.
He's a huge guy. Dennis is not a small guy. He's just a huge guy.
Dennis isn't small, and he looked like an ant person. Anyways, massive congrats to Shapovalov. Canadian tennis stream. So far, every stream that we've done, 0 losses. I think we've done only 3, but you know, we're keeping the streak alive.
I like that conversion rate.
Good conversion rate. Yeah, honestly, how do you wrap up Shapovalov's performance tonight? Like, it's got to be a huge confidence builder.
Yeah, firstly, I would say 100% his best match of the tournament, without a doubt. I think this is the best he's played. For me, his forehand, as I said, I think really took over the match kind of early to mid third set. He played a good first set. I thought he played a very solid first set despite that one dip where he gave the break back. He was kind of, it's almost like that break of serve that he handed back at 4-3. For me, that was the wake-up call, right?
Yeah.
It was like, here's my dip. Here's where I played that sloppy game. I had 3 double faults. And then suddenly after that, he was fully locked in. He was like, you know what? I got that out of my system. That's not going to happen again. Playing super sharp from the baseline, being aggressive when I have to, serving consistently. We talked about like he was just hitting his spots on serve, and plays a great tie break. You get that 1-set lead. Second set, that first serve percentage dipped. Okay, so you know, best of 5. It's long. It's okay to lose a set in a best of 5 match. You don't have to panic about losing a set. Opelka, as we talked about, is such a dangerous player. So I think coming through in 4 sets, the way he played the third and fourth, I thought he like really rose his level. Where there wasn't really. You're looking at like, when was Opelka really pressuring any of his service games in the third and fourth sets? It really didn't happen, right?
Yeah, true.
Almost like we got distracted at times with other conversations because Dennis was comfortably holding serve. Yeah. There wasn't too many pressure points for him on serve in the third and fourth, and that's why I think for me this is a pretty like sound, routine, quality 4-set win.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're just hearing from Shapovalov now, post-match. Chapstick on. Shapstick on, maybe. That's what I also call him, a shapstick.
Well done.
Chapo just thanking the crowd for the support. A lot of Canadian flags out there.
Just point out Alcaraz and Berrettini now 3-3 in the 5th set, 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Big fist pump from Alcaraz as he just held for 3-all.
Yeah, I'm going to stay up to watch the end of that. Got it. I don't know about you, Ben. What do you think?
Staying up for Berrettini and Alcaraz?
Yeah.
Yeah, I might keep watching this match. Also, I'll probably join Denis Shapovalov's press conference. So
Jealous.
curious to hear what he has to say about his performance against Opelka. I'm most curious to see if he thinks it was his best performance of the tournament. I'm expecting him to say that. Just his thoughts on the way he served and how solid he was from the back of the court.
Yeah, that'll be great. What do you guys, if you guys are still watching, what do you think Ben should ask?
Oh yeah, give me some question ideas.
What do you guys think Ben should ask Shapovalov? Only appropriate questions. Also, check out Ben's channel, Matchpoint Canada. Andrew's saying you couldn't find it, but they're primarily a podcast, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so definitely podcasts wherever you can find podcasts, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube.
When does
There you go.
Vancouver get an ATP tournament? Yeah. Hopefully at some point in the next 5 years.
You think so?
Maybe the next 10 years. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Canada needs a second one. Like that Vancouver Challenger is it's like the #1 challenger in the world. It's awesome.
Yeah, and we have popular challengers as well in Quebec, like Granby and the Gatineau Challenger. So I don't know. There's no reason why we can't hold like an ATP 250 in, say, Vancouver, Calgary, certainly something on the West Coast. I don't think you're not going to get a Masters 1000. That's not going to happen. But
No.
ATP 250, I think, is definitely a possibility.
What about an ATP 250 like right before Indian Wells, like end of February?
Oh,
that'd be nice because it's actually pretty close. Like, it's not that
just
close.
like just an ATP 250 indoors. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess it would have to be indoors. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe not. See Mark Rowe. We're watching Mark Rowe talking to Dennis. It's nice, man. We got the real Canadian. We got the Canadians cornered here with all our live coverage.
That's right. Don't if you're looking up our page, and if you find the section of podcaster picks, don't pick on me too much for my mistakes so far in my predictions. I believe I took Annette Kontaveit to win the title on the women's side, only to see her dismissed by Clara Towson in the second round. So
savage, yeah. Predictions are tough.
Yeah, predictions are a challenge. Medvedev was my pick on the men's side, though. That's fairly safe.
Was that before Djokovic got deported or after?
That was actually before, because I wasn't confident that Djokovic was going to win his case. So that element played a role. Right. I think we would have had time to change it and submit new picks, even if I had taken Djokovic. And that circumstance had changed. But also I was just concerned about him missing 4 days while he was in the hotel of like, what if something is just slightly off? You never know.
Fair enough. Yeah. And yeah. That's a fair pick.
Yeah, certainly he has a nice draw too, I think, on the bottom half. Good hold from Berrettini. He's up 4-3. Yeah, he's in a good position. Guys, I think I'm gonna probably call it a night, I believe. We're closing.
Fair enough, yeah.
Closing at 3 a.m. Eastern time here in Ontario.
That's what dedication is called. If you guys look up the definition of dedication, you're gonna see Ben at 3 a.m. finishing out a live stream while Steven listens to an interview post-match. But anyways, thank you, Ben, for joining us. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, breaking it down live with you, and maybe we'll do it again soon.
Yeah, it was a blast, guys. I hope everyone watching enjoyed the match, enjoyed discussing. I mean, you can keep rolling and keep talking, Alcaraz Berrettini, but I'll bid you guys a good night, good day, depending on where you're watching, listening from.
Fair enough. And I'll actually sign off as well here. Thank you guys for being here. Stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe and like, and check out Matchpoint Canada for where you get your podcasts. And we will be back with another Canadian tennis stream probably tomorrow with Felix and Dan Evans. We'll see you guys soon. Have a good night.